Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, guys. I hope you're having a really good day. Today's Sunday, which means it's technically keyboard build stream day. I know we did a keyboard build earlier on in the week, but that's usually reserved for workshop streams. So today we are back on schedule, as it were, with a keyboard build. Let's see who we've got in chat, shall we? We've got Anarchy, who says, "Hi Jay, hope you had a good weekend so far." Yeah, it's been busy, but it's been good. We went shopping for new couches yesterday. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with the couches that we have, but the wife decided that yesterday was going shopping for new couches. So we did that. We went and bought some new couches. Today's been quite relaxed. Done a few little bits that I can do around the house. I still can't lift anything, so I still haven't done the bathroom renovation. That's kind of non-existent. There's just stuff all over the house for that. There's like shower trays, and there's new showers, and there's tiles everywhere because I can't lift or move anything, and my wife can't either. So today's been quite relaxed. We cheated and had a McDonald's breakfast this morning because I couldn't be bothered cooking. Make of that what you will. It was nice. We enjoyed it. We both enjoyed it. Couch unboxing stream. Maybe when they come. We've got to wait 16 weeks for them. 16 weeks, I think. Maybe I'll probably show it on Insta when they arrive. Dematech says, today's a great day to use some nice clicky switches. Well, chat will get to choose which switches I use in today's build, but sadly there is no clicky option for you. There is two options, and you guys get to choose later on. Anarchy says, clicky doesn't get enough love in the hobby. I get that, I do, but I just never have a time where I personally want to use a clicky switch. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I can appreciate it though. I can appreciate that sentiment. Capty's here as well. He says, good evening, Jay. Good evening, good sir. Hope you're doing well. We've also got Rabbit Sensei here as well. He's saying hello. Hello, man. Good to see you, dude. Keybox says, why is it Sunday evening already? Because tomorrow is Monday and it's almost time to go back to work, which is good for me because I don't have a job technically. So yeah, make of that what you will. But I'll just be here in the workshop because I'm always here. Laligator says, hey man, good to see you. Thank you very much for being here on stream. You vote for the random switch jar. The random switch jar is for a specific build that we're going to do at some point. That's going to be for the Doro 67, which is my single group buy regret. That's the only group buy I've ever joined that I regret joining, and I've joined a lot of group buys, like a lot, like triple digits group buys. So yeah. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's going to be for the Doro 67, and we're just going to randomly pick a switch one at a time and build the board. It's going to be horrendously beautiful all at the same time. Linear. Yeah, we are doing a linear build today, Humza. That's exactly what we're doing. There is two choices of switches that are pre-lubed. They were pre-lubed by Matt, the Pokemon kid, so that's good. What a flex, KW. Flex the fact that I had to go shopping for couches. Not really. That coffee looks good. It is coffee. Yes, it's a coffee I made myself. You can see it in the corner cam here. I just made it in the workshop a minute ago with my espresso machine. Storesness, thank you so much for the 2 months of tier 1 subs. Thank you very much. 2-month streak. I can't believe it's already been 2 months of streaming on the Prototypes channel. It's just kind of nuts. It is genuinely kind of nuts. And you might notice as well that there's a little thing up here in this top corner just there that might say a company name. That is because there is a command, and if you type it in, you can get 10% off any Laser Boost order using JPrototypist as the code for the next 3 days. So the rest of today and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday ends at midnight Wednesday. So you guys can get 10% off any Laser Boost order for the next 3 days. There you go. You can say thank you. You can share that with anywhere else. TLDR of the Doro. So I joined the Doro 67 group buy, and I was one of 6 or 7 people to pick the E-White fixed ISO layout. Now bear in mind that this board was designed very similar to the M65A, one of the Rama boards back in the day, and it also had an integrated plate as well. So the plate was fixed. It was fixed ISO because that's what I selected. It was milled into the actual case as well. It was all one piece. It wasn't a separate plate. Zara, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Yeah, so the door I bought one of like 6 or 7 of these ISO layout integrated plate Rama stylish copies of boards, and I actually remember where I ordered it. I ordered it driving into a car park, or the wife was driving into a car park, a multi-story car park here in the city nearest to me, Bradford. It's called the Broadway car park. It's a big multi-story, and as we were driving into it, that was where I was when I ordered it. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. I was also in the same place when I ordered the exclusive E6.5 as well. How bizarre. Anyway, I don't go shopping that much. I hate shopping. Yeah, so I ordered the board. The group buy was riddled with problems. It finally turned up. The underside of where the integrated plate was, and it was basically 5mm thick integrated plate, the underside wasn't milled for the ISO enter. So if you wanted to use the ISO enter, you have to score out with a Dremel the actual areas for where the stab wire is going to go. Now that's fine because I can do it. I have all of the gear I need to be able to do that. But the challenge I have is that's not the only issue. The further issues with the board was that the PVD brass base, which was supposed to be shiny gold, came and it was a shiny silver. Now apparently at some point in the development they decided that all of the gold boards didn't get their golden base, they got a silver base instead. Only the PVD was incredibly terribly done. And when I sandblasted the PVD off and thought I'll just go back to a sandblasted brass base, it's not actually brass isn't the base, it's kind of like some alloy. It's like some brass alloy. So don't know what it is, but it doesn't look great, and I need to sandblast it again to get rid of all the tarnish and stuff off it. So that was the TLDR when I finally got it. The next thing after I finally got it is that almost everyone who had one of these had an issue with the PCB. Now, I've never tested or tried the PCB. I have no idea if it works. I do know that Martin Wood, or Evie, as is now known, she's now known, was looking at making a replacement a long time ago. I have no idea if that ever happened or not, but yeah, that's the situation that we're in. So now I have the board. I have the base plate that's the wrong color and wrong material. I have the case, which needs dremeling to be able to be used. I have a PCB that may work or may not work. And that's going to be my super scuffed build at some point. We're going to do the scuffiest build ever. And I'm literally just going to put random switches from my switch jar in there. Whatever switch I pick out, that's the switch that goes in Q. Whatever the next switch out I pick is, that's the switch that goes in W. Simple as that. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. Flex that I don't have a job. I mean, I do have a job. I work for Prototypist. Officially, I'm the volunteer managing director for Prototypist, but I'm basically the person that does 90% of everything. I have someone who helps me out with the packing, and of course James does all the CAD design, but he's contracted in to do that, so he's not really doing the work for PT, but he does do some of the commission work as well. So yeah, 90% of the stuff that PT does, it's all me, and it's a bit weird because I don't get paid and I don't take any money out of the business, so I'm technically unemployed. I'm just a volunteer. That's the official line on where I am. Basic White Male, hello. Thank you very much for being here. It sounds cursed. It is, Hamza. It is. Flash as a key call. Yeah, I'll flash the ISO key call. If you remind me at the end of the stream, we'll do it then. It's out in the warehouse. I'll have to go get it, but remind me at the end of the stream and I will show it. Do you want a warehouse clerk? I could do with an espresso martini. I could do. Yeah, so I say this, and of course I've got an accountant who does all of the bookwork and everything else, but I can never catch up with all the stuff that I need to send to the accountant either. So I actually have my mother-in-law working for me every Sunday morning now, doing the stuff that the accountant needs for the accounts, to be able to do the actual bookwork. So that happens. I've also got a program manager who used to work for me when I used to work in the banking industry, coming in on Monday to pick up a part-time bit of catch-up for all the management of projects that I have. So she's going to come in on Monday and she's going to start picking up a few bits as well, all being well. And of course we've got Mel that's starting to do the packaging. So things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and faster and faster and faster, and I can't keep up. So I'm having to start relying on other people to do things now because I'm just not able to do everything myself. So yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, I will pay in artisans for a warehouse clerk, Kiwok. You know more about my collection than any other person does, so you've probably got a better idea of what's in there than me, I think, right now. So we'll see how that goes. Chuck Death says, how do you like your PT death mats? Yeah, they're good. They're really good, actually. We've got some green ones that were done by Sour in Prototypist colours. They came out really, really nicely. I actually have a whole range of those in production at the minute. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I also have the Fox desk mat, which you'll have seen on my desk for quite a number of build streams. I've got the production order of those coming in pretty soon, and there's also going to be a US provider for those as well, and an Asia provider as well. They're all going to be in stock, no group buys for this kind of thing. It's just going to be in stock desk mats, going to be available in a few places around the world. But yeah, it'll be the Prototypist Fox thing. Yeah, it's going to be good. Axie says, been watching the stream for 10 minutes before I realised it's not Top Clack and I wasn't followed. I get it. Well, this is Prototypist, so this is where I'm doing stuff for my company, Prototypist Keyboards, here in the UK. Top Clack still happens. That's every Friday when we can both make it. We missed this week, sadly, but we'll be back next Friday, so Top Clack's still a thing. When do I think the Retro Moody Moon mouse mat will be back? That's a tongue twister. The Retro Moody Moon mouse mat. Try saying that 10 times fast. It probably won't be back in stock, if I'm completely honest. The Moody Moon mats that are in stock right now, that's the last of them. I don't know if there'll be another group buy for them in the future. I haven't spoken with the designer. I don't have any more on order. Whatever's in stock on the site, that's kind of all I have. I do have a personal Retro Moody Moon one. If you email me at j@prototypist.net and really ask very nicely, I might sell you that one if I've still got it, but I'd have to double check for it. So yeah. Full KB's here as well. Hey, Full, good to see you, man. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, appreciate you being here. Just wanted to make sure I was following the company themselves. Yeah, so this is Prototypist. This is me doing Prototypist stuff and my personal stuff. So Top Clack will still be all about Top Clack and the community and the environment. Prototypist streams will be two things. It'll be one, me doing my personal builds, and the second thing it will be is workshop streams as well. So I'll be doing things like using the laser cutter to make plates, or to make other things that I need for the workshop, or to make tools, or all sorts of stuff. We've done some design streams where I actually designed from scratch a keyboard stand, and then made some keyboard stands there live on stream, and then put them in stock on the website and people could buy them. So there'll be all sorts of stuff like that we do as well. Some pretty cool stuff coming once my back's better and I can lift stuff. Bruh mats soon. Yes, I've got a ton of bruh mats in the warehouse. Oxy, thank you so much for the subscription. It says, evening Jay, hope you're doing well. I'm doing really good, man. Thank you for that. 2 months as well now. Thank you. Wow, thank you. Yeah, so the bruh mats, I actually took inventory of these just on Thursday of last week, so I know how many I've got, and they are going to go up as extras. I'm just waiting for glasses to get aligned, space cables to get aligned, and we can all sell them at the same sort of time and sell the extras. But yes, there's quite a lot of them, so hopefully everyone's going to buy like 3. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Dastardly Duchess says, hi Jay in chat. Hi, glad to see you. Do you know the Duchess is actually the name of my Datsun car? That's what I called her. I've got a Datsun Fairlady Z in bright orange, and I call her the Duchess. So that's kind of random. So there you go. Do you think you'll ever do foam for keyboards as well now you've got a laser cutter? Well, I've had the laser cutter for, what, 6 months now? I have cut loads of foam bits as well, so if you want some, then yeah, we can get some. I don't stock foam, but I can cut it if I get it. So yeah, if you want me to do it, then we can do that. Socialite says, what am I drinking here? This is coffee. It's one of the coffees from my subscription. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but it's just a latte that I made about 10 minutes before the stream. You'll take 3 off my hands any day. I'll hold you to that. I'll wait to see your order for 3 bruh mats, Capty. Full, no, it's 150 watt CO2 laser. To cut aluminium, I'd need a 700 watt CO2 laser at least, if not a 1500 watt, or I need to move over to a fiber laser. I can etch aluminium as well, but no, I can't cut aluminium. I can cut loads of other stuff, but not aluminium. I've done a load of stuff where I've etched into aluminium. This piece has a load of test etchings and stuff like that. So this is aluminium that was etched on the laser. There you go, you can see different settings and stuff like that. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff that we've done. Can't cut aluminium, but we can cut other things, and we can etch aluminium in a really nice way. So watch out for some streams this coming week, I think, or maybe next week, where I actually do something pretty cool with my solid aluminium F1ATEX. It's raw aluminium. It's completely unanodized. It's raw aluminium. Watch out for what I'm going to do with that. Something quite cool. Axie says, every time I think about the directions warnings on the front panel of the laser cutter, I laugh a bit. Oh yeah, so please make sure you do your weekly limerick. Something or other is what it says. Hold on, I have a picture of this. Let me find the picture. Let me find the picture because it does say something really weird on the front. Let me find this. I took a picture not so long back. Sorry guys, I know this is really weird, but it is pretty cool. It's pretty stupid actually. It's pretty stupid. But that's what you get for buying Chinese hardware, right? Do I even have the picture? I thought I had a picture. Clearly I don't. I'm sure I literally took a picture within the past week of this to show someone. Maybe I went too far. Oh, there it is. I do have it. Yeah, okay. So, this is what it says. There you go. If it focuses camera, it says the guide rail and the transmission parts of Limerick weekly maintenance time. So there you go. That's what it says on the front of my laser cutter. That was absurd, yeah. Just stick some extra AAs in it and I'm sure it'll cut out. It won't, I've tried it. So we actually did try and cut some aluminium by doing 10 passes at 150 watts, 100% power. And it did go through 3mm alley. It did go through, it did cut through, but it was horribly done. It was never something you could use. It was never something you could use. I'll put in a little note on when I put the order in. Yes, please do. I like it when people put notes on their orders. I like that. You need some runner plates. I should PM you one of these days about it. Yeah, sure. Just drop me a message. We'll sort you out whatever you need, whether it's aluminium or anything. I can help you out. And if you do want something aluminium, you can look at Laser Boost because there is 10% off between now and Wednesday if you order with the code JPrototypist. I don't get any kickback from it. There's nothing in my favor other than the fact that you're using the code and you guys are getting 10% off. And you can see that by just doing the command Laser Boost. If I'm not reaching over my coffee too much. There you go. You can get the 10% off until the 23rd of June using that code there. No kickbacks to me, nothing to me at all. It all goes to you guys. You guys get the discount, but it shows some support for Laser Boost as well. Okay, so time to get on with the actual stream. So I've got a couple of things I want to do today. First of all, I want to show you GMK Future Funk. I'm going sideways like this. GMK Future Funk, because that came in this week, but I haven't actually opened it as yet. But yeah, I'm going to open up GMK Future Funk for the first time. I'm going to share that with you. And you're going to see how I actually box them up and store them as well. If you haven't seen in the warehouse, I have these little boxes I put them into. So you guys will see how we do that, because I keep the packaging, but don't keep key sets in the packaging anymore since GMK changed to these new trays. So let's flip over to the actual build stream cam. Okay. So, first of all, we have some tubs, little tubs and a big tub. That's what the key set's going to go into. And the thing with Future Funk is, it kind of spoiled what it looked like for me a little bit, because one of the accent kits just came like this. What's this kit? This is the Ortho 40s kit. And it already came with the keys visible, which is kind of disappointing these days, but I get it. Yeah, so let's open these up. I am going to put these into a little tub as well, and I'm also going to label it. So this is what I do. I label stuff because I like labels. So this is GMK Future Funk, and I think this is going to need to go in 3 tubs. So I'm just going to print off 3 of these little bits. That's 1. It is printing off, I promise. That's 2. And that's 3. So for this one, this is the 40s kit. So I'm just going to put into here just the 40s kit as well. 40s and Ortho, because that's going to go in this first little tub. And this is what I do for every single key set I have. All a couple of hundred of them, whatever. So I know this is kind of boring. This is really kind of boring, but we'll get to the build soon, guys. We'll get to the build soon. I have to do this. So I'm going to share with you my keyboard chores and how I do them. I'm going to try and roughly center that. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we know that this is the 40s and Ortho kit. And there you go, that's nicely labelled up, nice and legible from a distance. Hold on, there you go. So when it's in the workshop, I know exactly what I'm getting. Now, I was a little bit disappointed that these keys actually did come already out of it, like already visible. But the other thing as well is, can you see the dust on the edge of this? If the camera picks it up, can you see all that dust on the edge? It's like full of white dust. These new trays just, I don't know, they seem to just crumble onto the keycaps when anything's shipped anywhere. It's kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. Tianwen Desmat looking good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Slightly disappointed you didn't pick this up. I believe if you are interested, because I saw this on Discord the other day, there is a US vendor, MK Ultra. They're going to have a load of extras of J2K Tianwen in stock. I don't know if they've still got them or if they've sold them or if it's going up soon, but they are going to have them at some point. Okay, so that's the 40s kit and the Ortho kit. Or it will be once we've unpacked this bit. 130 words per minute on the diamond label printer. Sheesh. I'm not that quick on it. I'm not that fast on it. I use it a lot though. Like I probably go through a reel on it every week. Almost everything in the workshop's labelled in some way or other. Right, that's the first kit done. Excellent. I didn't know if you still could or if it was just a thing that was coming soon or whatever, but yeah. The pink and yellow is so good. Yeah, the pink and yellow really work. Yeah, they do. Keywork says, do not let me near the label printer when I visit. I have a bad track record with those things. Well, you have to go through my artisan list as well. Okay, so this is the spacebar kit. So we are going to put the spacebar kit in the main box. And the reason for that is because these larger tubs actually fit a 7U spacebar perfectly in them. I'll put the lead mic down. So we're just going to have another tag that says base on this. And then one that says spacebar kit. There we go. There we go. You'll be finding labels on random things for the next 6 months at least. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you really want to label stuff, you can. Like there is a whole lot of stuff that does need labeling actually. So if that would please you, you're more than welcome to come around and use my label maker and label some stuff up. Now I know I'm going to put the base kit in this box as well when we get to it, so I'm going to label it as base as well, and then we're going to put the space bars in there too. And I think the third and final box is going to be used for the secondary alpha kit. Okay, I think that's what it is. I'm not quite sure. There's still quite a few kits that I have here as well. Oops, get this level. There we go. So now we can put the spacebars in here. I'm kind of saddened that there wasn't a pink spacebar. I really like the pink in this set. I was hoping there was going to be a pink spacebar. Sadly, there wasn't. Good evening, James. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate seeing you on stream, man. Yes, it does fit the 10U DCS spacebar diagonally. Yes. I can show you that actually later on. Yes, it does fit it diagonally. At least you banned me from using eyes because I went through the entire kitchen labeling everything. She also took away my googly eyes. Oh man. Can you ask why I'm putting the keycaps in tubs? Easier to store. I don't like the new GMK trays, so I don't use them. I put them in tubs and it makes it much easier when I want to get a key set out later on. Okay. So we've got icon mods as well, so I'm going to put that in this tub. So let's get this one labelled up. This is what I do for every GMK set I buy now. I put them in these tubs. Okay, what did I say this was? Icon Mods kit. There we go. Zombie's here as well. He's dropping away. Thank you very much for being here, Zombie. We'll get to the build in just a few minutes. We're just literally unboxing a GMK Future Funk because it came 2 weeks ago and it's just been sat on the side and I haven't done anything with it. It won't go with the board that I'm building today, so it's not going to be something that gets put on the board we're building today. But I thought it'd be cool to show you guys. Okay. Nope, you didn't miss much. We haven't got to the build yet. We're still just unpacking a GMK set, which I was kind of silly and bought every kit for because I was offered every kit. Okay, so this is the icon mods. There you go. Again, kind of salty that there's no pink ISO enter. That pink is so cool. Pink ISO enter would have been really nice, but hey, you can't have them all. I can't get everything I like. I find this mesmerizing. I just stack the boxes in the cupboard. So I have stacks of boxes and I have stacks of these tubs as well. I think there's a picture of it on Instagram if you guys go and have a look. If it's not on Instagram, it'll be in the Discord somewhere. But yeah, the yellow is really cool. The yellow is really cool. This is actually going to be a set that I want to mix and match with GMK Retro Wave when that runs. That was pretty much the reason I bought this, was because I thought it'd be cool to have a bit of mix and match between this and Retro Wave. I think I could probably make that yellow a highlighter pink with dye. It's ABS though, and you can't really dye ABS that well. If it was PBT, I'd let you, but with ABS, not so much. Whoops, key on the floor, I'll get that in a bit. I actually spent about 6 days solid doing my entire keycap collection at one point into these little tubs when I bought them about a year ago. Okay, there we go. That's that done. I'm not going to fit anything else in that tub, so we're just going to leave that as it is. I think we're going to fit another kit in this tub. And this is the Light Alpha kit. This is the Light Alphas that we have here. And these are basically minimal. Just GMK minimal. That's basically what this is. Don't know why I bought it, but I did. We're going to put this in here and we'll label this up as Light Alphas as well. You did send me a picture of the NK dyed creams, yes, but that's POM. POM and PBT dye way better than ABS does. Like, to get ABS to a temperature where you can dye it, you have to melt it, so it's not quite as good for dyeing as PBT is. I'm just going to put all of this in here. Hopefully it's all going to fit. He prays. It should do. The space bars I'm going to drop into the main kit, but that's fine. This is going to be really close as to whether this actually fits in this tub or not. Like, you can't see it from this angle, but it's actually getting pretty close to being full. I think it's going to be okay. There we go. Okay, so that's that one done, and now we just need to label this one up. And this is the Light Alphas. This is making me excited for my first key set GMK dual shot. I have a long wait ahead of me. Yeah, yeah. GMK lead times at the minute are pretty lengthy. I wish they were faster. They're sadly not. But I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy the set when it arrives. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. And here is the set itself. I actually kind of like the box art on this one. I do keep the boxes, I don't get rid of them. But this is the box art. So there you go. GMK Future Funk. Bingsu R2 base kit was changed to include ISO layout support. Yes, and there's kind of like a semi-international kit with it. It comes with a kit that's very reminiscent of the laser Euro style kit. So it's not a true ISO or international kit, like a UK ISO or international kit, but it is a different kit. So it should suit some people, might not suit everyone. If it doesn't suit you, I apologise. I'm not really involved in the set, but yeah, I think it has got a Euro style kit rather than if you look at laser Euro style kit, I'm pretty sure it's very analogous to that rather than actually to a full-on international kit. And here's the actual full set, guys. It's pretty neat. I do like this set. Like, the colours don't pop as much on camera as they do in real life because I'm under Streamlights. Aeneas, thank you so much for the subscription, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, my dude. Thank you. And I know you've DM'd me. I will get back to you, but it'll be tomorrow. I'm trying not to look at DMs on a weekend at the minute. So now we're going to put all of these keys into this tub. We've already labelled it because we said we're going to put the base kit in here already. I think when I do use this set, I'm going to use the light alphas for it because I prefer them to the dark ones, but I have just the board for this to go on. And as I say, I do want to mix it with Retrowave later on when Retrowave runs. This is the only ISO kit we're going to unbox on the stream today. Sorry if the stream title was misleading. So last time I dumped everything on the mat, everything went past the back end of the desk and onto the floor that way. So maybe, but I just like to do it this way. I don't like picking stuff up off the floor if I can pick it up off the desk. There we go. Almost there. Almost through this first top tray. The map betrayed me, yeah. Well, once they get onto the hard desk, you see the keycaps just bounce. So they just went all over at that point. Okay, and then there is a secondary tray. And I get my second yellow ISO enter. I'm not quite sure why there's two of them and no pink one, but there is. I do like one key a lot here as well, and it's this key. Because it's not the backspace key to me. This is the bullshit key. Look at that. The BS key. It's bullshit. I do like that legend. I do like that. Jay might be the Hulk. I'm not the Hulk. Hey, I put my back out lifting a shower tray, so yeah, I'm not the Hulk. I mean, admittedly, it was very heavy, but I didn't really lift it. It was more shuffling it, and even that was enough to do my back in. They went wherever biros go, Captain. Whatever that mysterious plane where biros go. Any thoughts on the EVO ones? Yeah, I really like them. I actually got them in the other day. I shipped out the group buy straight away. I didn't even put an update on Insta before I shipped it out. Do you know what? I actually kind of like them. I'm going to rebuild my Canoe Gen 2, my EVA Canoe Gen 2 in with those switches. I am going to do that at some point soon. Sounds like something the Hulk would say to preserve his disguise. No. So there we go. That's that done. Right. That's how I store keycaps, and then have a shelf full of different sets. Well, 3 shelves, but yeah, a full shelf in the back. There we go. And that's GMK Future Funk now taking up a fraction of the space that all those trays take up. Nice. Okay. Extras Saturday, right? Next Saturday, yes. It's going to be next Saturday when the extras for the EVO 1 switches go live, yes. It's going to be next Saturday, not this Saturday, because that's gone. It's going to be next Saturday, I think. I mean, the clarification on that is that, also the caveat on that is that that might slip if I don't get everything done this week, because I sold a huge number of alpacas. Like, literally every pack of alpacas that I put into the store on Saturday has gone. All of them. Just gone. Just sold. And I didn't realise that alpacas were in such high demand because I bought a shit ton of those. And they still sold out. And I was not expecting... I was expecting to have alpacas in stock for at least a fortnight. And they're all gone within a day. I was not expecting that. I've never related to something more. Fair enough. Fair enough. Are they clacky or thocky or middle ground? They're quite thocky, but I haven't put them in a board yet, and I'm only using them in hand. So take that with a pinch of salt. Any update on when JO1 stuff will start getting to the warehouse? Some stuff's already here and has been here ages. The plates have been here for about 6 months. The gaskets have been here for a couple of weeks. The JST connector cables have been here for a week. The boards are not here yet. The PCBs are coming with the boards. The carry cases are coming with the boards. All of the wrapping and everything else, the packaging and the boxes, that's all already here. Yeah, I'm just waiting on the boards as they're packed up at the manufacturer and being shipped over. So they started packing them up about a week ago. And then they'll go on a ship and they will travel to the UK, and I just have to wait Now, I'm still hoping that they're going to arrive here in July, but of course, I don't know how long the ship's going to take. A ship from the manufacturer in China to the UK, depending on which ship they get put on, it can take anywhere between 2 weeks and 12 weeks to get to me. So I'm kind of in limbo at that point. Now, I'm still hoping they'll arrive in July, but I have no control. Once they get on a ship, it really, really depends on which ship the courier puts them on. If they put them on ship A, they'll get here in 2 weeks. If they put them on ship B, it could be 12 weeks. If they put it on ship C, it could be any time in between that. It really, really depends. And I have zero control over which ship they get put on. So we'll see. But I'll keep everyone updated. The weekly updates will still be there. You'll see on Insta stories when they come in. I will do some streams when I'm doing some quality control. So you'll see some workshop streams where I'm doing quality control on the JO1s. It'll be completely open and updated. You had alpacas in stock? Yeah. I had alpacas in stock. I think there's still some silent alpacas, but not many. Any ETA on Heine PCBs? I need a H60 and a H88C. So we actually asked Heine for an update this week, but he's on holiday, so I'm expecting an update when he gets back off his holiday. We'll see, is the honest answer. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't have any control, semi-dog, over semi-doge over the shipping. Like, it can take it takes as long as it takes, right? It depends on a number of things. Like the train or air flight doesn't really depend on too much. It's kind of like a direct thing, or it's got a certain number of stops. But to ship the boards by air rather than by sea, when it's literally in the tons of boards, in a ton more than a single ton of weight. I think it's 2.2 tons of weight. So if I ship them by air, it costs me something like 17 times as much per board. So instead of costing $6 a board, it's going to cost me over $100. Like, it's just nuts, because they have to put like a whole thing, and planes don't take that much weight, and it'd have to go on smaller pallets, and then you have to pay by the pallet size. Whereas if I put it on a ship, I can put it into a single shipping container, and I can pay for the container, and I can get some other stuff put in there as well, and we can ship the whole thing at once. And so it has to be by sea. Like, there's just too much weight to do it by air. There's just no way to do that number of boards by air. It just isn't feasible in today's economical climate. So they have to come by sea. And it really depends on which boat they get put on, and that's completely down to the logistics that are done by the courier. I have no control over that at all. So we'll see how that goes. But everyone will be kept updated, and everything's here. So as soon as the boards arrive, I can literally start unpacking them, quality control checking them, packing them up, and shipping them out. And they'll probably start going in batches. I'll probably do 3 days of QC and then spend a day shipping boards, 3 days of QC and then spend a day shipping boards. So they'll go out in batches, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah. Sea freight do be like that. I've had stuff arrive in a couple of weeks and other stuff disappear into the ether. Yeah, it all arrives eventually. It just depends on how long it takes, right? That's the trick. The other thing is train shipping, which is pretty good, but you have no tracking of it. At least with the sea shipping, I can track the boat. Like, I know where the boat is and I know when it's going to arrive. But with train shipping, the minute it goes on the train, there is nothing until it arrives at the hub in Germany. There is literally nothing, and that can be 6 weeks. Yeah, so you just don't know. Pretty much all desk mats come by train. But yeah, shipping's tough in these days. It's not easy, but we'll get there. It's all done. It's all on track. It's all going to happen. So even if people have to wait a little bit longer, the boards are going to arrive. They're going to get shipped out. It's not like it's not going to happen. They are going to happen. They're on the way. Lord of Sarcasm, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much. 2 months. Here's the 2 and more. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Has you ever got no tracking on Shipway? David, I'm not quite sure what that means. Has you ever got no tracking on Shipway? I'm not quite sure what you mean, David. Let me know what you mean. I will answer your question. Rephrase it a little bit. Try changing the question up a little bit. Keybook says, sounds like what happens when I ship anything. So if I'm shipping anything by air, I use DHL Express, worldwide, anywhere in the world within 48 hours. It's nuts. It's crazy. I've had packages picked up from the workshop at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and 17 hours of time passage for that package. It's been delivered to someone in California. It's nuts. I sent my JO2 to another streamer to build, and it was there in 17 hours. 17 hours from my door to his door. and that's the time that the package is experienced, not the time dilation between time zones and stuff like that. That's literally 17 hours from the package's perspective, from one door to the other. It was crazy fast. Crazy fast. Sorry, you always get track shipment for boat shipping. Yes, I always get tracking shipment for boat shipping. Yes, I make sure that I ask the manufacturers as they ship it out to ask their couriers for the tracking for the boat shipping, and then I have an app on my phone where I can track the ship itself. Yes, yes. I won't share that publicly because it's not good. Like quite often I'll share some tracking information with people in the public and say, oh, it was delivered to you yesterday, why have I not got it in my mailbox yet? And it's like it arrived at 5 p.m. yesterday afternoon, it's now 9 a.m. the next morning. I have to have time to process it and pack it and everything else, so I don't necessarily share stuff like that, but you'll see on Insta when stuff arrives, and you'll see me do some streams doing some quality control checks on the JO ones when we're ready to go for those as well. Indian customs means that DHL needs 24 hours for customs claims. Yeah, I have experienced that, and they actually asked me to ask the customers to send DHL a copy of their passport as well. Everything that goes to India, the DHL customs need to see the recipient's passport. It's so strange. I've never seen that before anywhere else. It's weird. But I ship quite a lot of stuff to India at the minute. There's quite a lot of people ordering from India right now. Trillian says, Trillian, okay, also Trillian, great username. Like, I don't know if the Trillian name comes from the same place that I think it comes from, but if it does, I hope you're having a great day, because, like, yeah, one of my favorite books ever. Yeah, let me know if it comes from where I think it comes from. I'm just gonna say Arthur Dent. Can be crazy. I have stuff come from America in 2 days and weeks for stuff from Royal Mail. Royal Mail for anything outside of the UK takes forever. It's not worth doing. Like, I get asked all the time, oh, can't you ship this via Royal Mail? No, just don't do it. DHL is like 15 quid to most of Europe. It's not worthwhile me shipping it via Royal Mail to save 3 quid, because you'll be waiting 6 times as long for it to get there, and there'll be no tracking. It's just terrible. An Angry Swan says, I hate getting the message Hermes has your parcel. It feels more like a ransom note. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. I appreciate that feeling. The Treasure 9 that you built last week was 18 hours from Canada to myself. Nice, yeah. Great. DHL, I bet, yeah. And then the time I posted something to Glove and it took 9 days. And he's like only the other end of the country from you. It's nuts. It's crazy. India also has 77% personal import taxes. What? I thought the UK was bad at 20%. Wow. Oof to the people who don't have a passport. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know how it gets resolved. Nothing's been returned yet from India, and I do ship quite a few packages there. Maybe like, I don't know, 10 a week or something like that at the minute. So I say quite a lot. Like, we ship 1,000 packages a month at the minute, so it's nuts. More this month. I think this month we're actually going to hit 2,000 packages next week before the end of the month, which is nuts. It's nuts. Keywork says 42. Yeah, exactly right. Trillian says, hi, yeah, not gonna lie, I've only read the first book so far and watched the film. Right, okay. Ignore the film, forget the film, pretend it never existed. Read all of the books. Apart from the call for one, because that's not good. But read the other 5, because they are really good. They're worth it. Hermes hold stuff hostage for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, and then they give it away to, like, companies, right, to sell. I've seen that a few times. I think there was a UK comedian that showed people what they were doing with packages. They were just selling them on eBay or something. Kind of nuts. Okay. So now we've done the whole GMK set and we've boxed that up and put it to one side. It's time to do our keyboard build. And today we are going to be building the Clarabelle. Now this is my personal Clarabelle. But before I show you, because it is the limited edition colorway, the mystery color, we're going to talk switches. So you guys get to pick what switches I'm going to put in my board. I have lubed H1s and I have lubed linear lilacs. And you guys are going to tell me which ones to use. So we're going to run a poll. I'm going to set this up now. There we go. I'm going to set this going for 5 minutes, and we're going to start the poll. So whilst the poll's running, guys, I'm going to tell you about the two switches. The H1s were stripped down, lubed by a friend of mine called Matt the Pokemon Kid. These have been lubed with 205 grade 0, and they've been lubed only on the stem. They haven't been lubed anywhere else, just on the stem as far as I'm aware. But these are H1 switches. The Lilacs have been lubed in a few different places. They've been lubed on the spring, they've been lubed on the stem, and I think they've been lubed on the housing as well. But these are lubed also with 205 grade 2. So there you go. Those are the two switches we have on choice today, because they're only ones I've got pre-lubed ready for the stream today. And that's because I sent him 1,000 switches before Christmas and said, lube me all of these, and he did. So this is where I've got less of the Lilacs. We've got a lot of H1s. You guys get to pick. Let's see how that's doing. Let's see how that's doing. Okay, so most people are going for the H1s here. I thought you'd have gone for the Lilacs. I really do think you've gone for the Lilacs, but hey, it's whatever. It's fine. I don't mind. I love the Hermes one where the package got stuck on the roof. I've not heard of that. Interesting. Randall Bolt says, I live in the UK and have a USPS package that left America on May the 2nd, and 2 weeks ago it landed in Australia. Say what? Why on earth would it do that? Why on earth would it do that? I have quite a few things shipped from America come through Jamaica, which is quite cool. Laserman71, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much. I thoroughly appreciate that. And Pepperdine Creations, thank you so much for the follow as well. I really appreciate that too. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Yes, Prime subscription. Thank you, dude. Thank you. That's why clickers are great. You don't have to lube them. That's true. In some ways, I do lube the click bars on navies though. I do prefer to lube the click bar on navies, just a tiny little bit, but I do prefer that. An Angry Swan, great username as well, says, I have a tub of H1 staring at me waiting to be lubed for months. Need to snag some films as my batch is pretty rattly. These are okay once they've been lubed by the professional that is Matt the Pokemon Kid. These are pretty good. I'm pretty happy with these. Random Paul says, who the heck knows? I have no idea, man. I have no idea, but I would be on the phone to them every day until I found out where that was going to be. I lost a sale on a board because the cheapest shipping I could find from the US to Ireland was $67 US. Man, that's a lot. That's expensive, Static Age. That's expensive. That's really expensive. For context, for JO1s to ship them to the US, it was about 25 quid, which is probably about $35, something like that. It wasn't much more than that. Hammer Brother says, I love the lighting of your stream. Can you tell me how you achieve the look? Is it all softbox lighting? Yeah, okay, so I have two lights up here. These are the Elgato key lights. I have two of them. They're on specific settings, depending on whether it's light or dark outside. It's I've got the shutters down, so it's quite dark. It's dark because I've got the shutters down, not because it's actually dark outside. And then to the side, I actually just have here, you see a pink light as well. That's a Hue Philips Hue light, which is like on a vertical stand, and that's what gives the purple-ish glow behind me as well. Randabolts, thank you so much for that subscription. He says, oh boy, that month went quick. It's kind of nuts, right, that we're here at the 2-month mark of people being able to sub to this channel. That's kind of nuts. It doesn't feel like it was 2 minutes ago since I started these streams, and it doesn't feel like it was more than 5 minutes ago since I got affiliate. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, look for the key lights by Elgato, and then it's a Philips Hue light just for the... You can get all sorts of Philips Hue lights that'll do like coloured lighting just for the rear. But that enables me to angle the bright lights down, so you get a bright light here, enables me to put the pink light behind, so I get a nice bit of back glow, and it also just enough to get me to light up. But I can change it quite quickly as well. Like there's just one little app on the desktop and I can change it quite quickly. So if I want to go quite bright, I can go to a bright white light, or I can come back to a bit of a softer light just like we were on, and I can also make it really bright which is way too bright, or I can dim it down a little bit. He says, wait, dim down, there you go. So I can kind of play around with the lighting and make it do whatever I need it to do as and when I'm doing different things, which is good. Okay, so check Discord DMs for the roof story if you want a quick read while waiting for the poll. Oh, I think the poll's just about done. Sorry, dude, I missed that, but we'll have a look later on. Captain says I still have my line switches to loop. Yeah, okay. Did I ship the line switches already? Have they shipped? I thought I just got the box in the warehouse. Did they already ship? Interesting. Interesting. It's very cool, the lighting. Thank you for showing it. You're welcome. You are welcome. Am I streaming in the same room as when I used to do Top Clank? I still do Top Clank. Everything looks so different now in a great way. Yeah, so this is the same room as when I've done Top Clank for the past 6-ish months. Prior to this, I actually used to stream from my house, but since Prototype has moved into a workshop, I've moved most of my streaming gear down here, all apart from a couple of little bits and pieces. So yeah, so we're streaming from the Prototypist workshop. Like literally, if I turn the camera around, you'd see a door that leads out to the workshop. The wall behind me, there's a toilet, and then after that, it's the kitchen in the workshop. So yeah. Watch the Insta stories for more on kind of like the layout and stuff like that. But it's a 2,200 square foot warehouse and about a 500 square foot office, give or take. Just watch the Hermes thing, says Marthike. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. I shipped him a couple of weeks ago. Alright, okay. We ship a lot of stuff. No idea you moved. Yeah, so Prototypes used to work out of my home garage, and then it got too big for that, so we had to get a warehouse, and we moved into this warehouse last May, so we've been here just over a year, and I think I've probably been streaming from here since like November time-ish, something like that. It took me a little while to move all the streaming stuff over, but yeah, that's where we are right now. Prototypist warehouse. You can Google Maps it if you want. If you Google Prototypist keyboards, it should show you on Google Maps pretty much where I am right now. So there you go. Right, okay, so you guys did pick the H1 switches, so we don't need the Lilacs anymore. We are going to use the H1 switches. Let's take a look at the keyboard. So, it comes in this nice hard carry case. You can see I've labelled it very nicely, or Tinkerton, a friend of mine, did that for me. He labelled all of my boards so I know what's in each box. A few things to note in here. First of all, we have a few things in the top that we're going to need. We have our PCB, which has got a lovely little scene on it on one side, the Clarabelle grass, plain on the other side. We'll put that to one side now. Don't need that just yet. We also have in here, I think somewhere, maybe I didn't put them in my personal one. Maybe I didn't put the bump-ons in my personal one. We also have a plate that I cut right before the stream. So this is when I cut on my laser cutter here in the workshop, literally 20 minutes before I started streaming. This is made of POM. Here you go, you can see just how neat that is. There you go. This is ISO layout, so that's what we're going to be using today. And then in here we do have the keyboard itself. Yeah, the ISO plate file, Brody, is released. We fixed the ISO plate file because ISO didn't work on the bundled plate, so that's been fixed. So yeah, the plate files are available. You can download it from my Discord server, Brody. So that's it. That's all we need the box for, or the carry case. And this is the board. Now this is the keyboard as it came. This is the Mystery Colour. So if you haven't already seen the Mystery Colour and you've bought one of these and it hasn't shipped from another vendor around the world, but I think they've all shipped now. If you haven't and you don't want to see the Mystery Colour, now is the time to turn off the stream. And I say that lightly because I want you guys to watch, but now is the time to stop watching the stream if you haven't seen it already. So, spoiler alert, I will be showing the Mystery Colour shortly. So yeah, was the Mystery Colour a single colour or multiple? It was a single colour that wasn't announced until after the group buy delivered. So yeah, there we go. If you want these plates, I can cut them for people. I have the file available. DM me. In fact, actually, don't DM me because I can't do them at the minute. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to put live on the website the option for you to order a plate file anytime to be cut in POM. So it will be, instead of it being a group buy, you'll just be able to buy POM plates through me at any given time. If you want one of these, wait a couple of weeks, buy that file, put in the notes, I want a ISO or an ANSI Clarabelle file, and I will cut it for you. And it will just be whatever the cost is at that point. So there you go. So there you go. The Laligator says, so would you be the man to talk about a good clear 60% ISO polycarbonate plate? So I can't make polycarbonate plates. You can't laser cut polycarbonate. That has to be milled via a CNC machine. So I can't do those. I can make them, but as a one-off, it's going to be very expensive, more expensive than what I make POM plates for. So yes and no at the same time. It's going to be not cheap. Randallbot says, I do like when a keyboard comes with its own carry case. Yeah, all of the JO1s will actually come with a carry case very similar to that. Yeah. The Trays Thomas project looks good. Yes, it's a project between Tom and Prototypist, which is my company. I told him I was going to design some trays. We banded around some ideas, and the hex tray is what his design came up with. So yeah, that's the first one. I've arranged all the prototypes. I've sent a few off to him for some pictures, and the group buy is going to launch in the next couple of weeks, so it's not too far away. We're going to actually have a chat about that at Tom and I on Monday and set some specific dates and get some quotes in. So yeah. Cesarin, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. It's going to be very, very useful. Yeah, it'll get turned off if it doesn't. If I get too many orders through. Let's put it that way. That one Brody says, thank you, Jay. I would love a plate for my Clarabelle. Yeah, so I did order a load of carbon fiber ones, which have actually just come in on Friday. I haven't sorted through them yet as well. But I did order a load of ISO carbon fiber ones for Clarabelle people who asked for one. So I did email all of the Clarabelle people who bought through me and said, if you want an ISO plate, let me know. Some people did, some people didn't. The ones who did, they will be getting a carbon fiber plate that does work for ISO. So that's just something I need to ship out next week when I get around to it. So it's probably going to be, it might not even be next week when the ship, it might be the week after. But I have got them on hand now, so I'll sort those out in the next week or two. Aleph Noel says, that's awesome, thank you. Walligon says, can we get a look at your artisan collection? Okay, so the issue with me sharing my artisan collection is that when I do, I don't stop getting DMs. Like, I get DMs constantly. And when I say constantly, I mean, like, I'll get 30 or 40 a day because of what people then suddenly realize I've got in my collection. And I've just expanded my collection by quite a bit. So, Keywalk, who's in chat, is actually going to help me sort through all of that. So yeah, so the answer is probably not, because I just don't want to deal with all of the DMs that I get and all of that kind of stuff. Some of it has been made public. If you search images from me in TopClack, I've probably posted a picture of them at some point in the past. So maybe is the answer. It's a difficult one for me to do. Like, I don't collect them to share it with other people. I collect them for me and me alone. So it's really difficult for me to say yes or no. There's some artisans here that I can show you because they're on my desk. These are just fulfillment series, so there's nothing special about these. There's just a few series that I've got. So yeah, that's kind of probably the limit of what I want to show on stream right now. So I apologize if that's not the answer you were looking for. Laser Boost is here as well, official. Hi Laser Boost. Your logo is in the top of the screen. Wait, I'm not on that one. It's up here. It's there. It's there. And you can use the command Laser Boost for 10% off any order until June 23rd using the checkout code JPrototypist. I don't make anything. You guys just get a hefty saving by using my code. So there you go. So there you go. Golden Ratio is here as well. He says, evening gang. Hey man. Gunpla in Miami. What a great name. What a great name. Says, do they sell DIY kits for first time builders? Whom? Nick says, respect. Hey man, good to see you. Just put a massive white text all over the screen. Not for sale. Don't DM. That doesn't stop people, Oxy. That doesn't stop people. You tell them, don't email me because I've got stuff. And they still email you. Do I make POM 60% plates? Yes, Zombie, I do. Yes, I actually have quite a few of those ready to go in stock on the website. There'll be ANSI and ISO variants in stock in the next couple of weeks. I'm starting to get into artisans, and I'm realizing how much of a rabbit hole it is. Dude. It's a deep hole. I've probably got close to 1,000 artisans, I think. It's a deep hole. Yeah, it's a deep hole. Keywalk says, please remind me tomorrow to ask you about an idea I have for the upcoming build you're helping with. Will do. I'll try and chat to you tomorrow. If I want to have my Laser Boost brass PCB, do you mean breastplate? Lathered in some silver PVD, any tips on who I should talk to? If you want my honest opinion, don't use PVD. Polish the plate and have polished brass. That would be a far better solution than PVD. PVD is difficult to get perfect. It will have watermarks and discoloration on it. It's difficult to polish and it will scratch very easily. I would highly recommend that you just get an orbital buffing machine and you buff the hell out of the brass plate and you make that shiny. Like, genuinely, that is what I would recommend. If you want shiny, don't go by PVD. It's a nightmare, honestly. My name is 196. It says I'm working on mine just in this same color. Nice. Lace Boost says thank you. We'll see you all on the next physical meetup, hopefully soon. Yeah, we need to get you over, Joan. We need to get you over to the UK so you can come and visit a meetup. Hopefully there's going to be one soon that we can arrange. So I'll try and sort that out for you. Gunfire in Miami says I'm looking to make my first keyboard. I don't know where to start. Take a look at KBD fans. Like me at Prototypist, we sell a lot of stuff, especially for UK folks, but it's not necessarily starter stuff, if that makes sense. Either look at KBD fans for some early starter kits, or wait until I've got something like the Icky 68 in stock, which should be in the next couple of weeks, or the NK65s from Super User, which should be in the next few months. There's loads of stuff coming like that. If you want to wait, then you can buy something in group buy and wait. The Tomo is actually still alive, and I should have taken it down. So if you guys want a Tomo and you've missed out on the TGR Tomo, you can actually buy it through my site still until I finish streaming, because I can't turn it off while I'm live streaming. I've just realised that I should have turned it off earlier on. So yeah, loads of things Gunpla. It might be one for the Discord. If you join the Discord below, they'll point you in the right direction. Or join the Top Clack Discord or one of the other Discords, have a chat with people, let them know your preferences. They'll point you in the right direction. Genuinely, they will do. Angry Swan says that's the retirement fund sorted. Technically, I am retired. Yeah, technically, I'm retired now. Officially, legally, I'm retired. Nick says, unless you're willing to pay out for higher quality for PVD by PVD specialists, it's not worth it, especially not for a 1. Yeah, I just don't think it's worthwhile. I don't think it's worthwhile. Got me worried about the Adderley now. I think it'll be fine. Like, I just don't like PVD, especially for a one-off. It's difficult, and I've had really bad experiences with it on the Doro 67, which we talked about earlier, and a few other things as well. So, yeah. Yeah, right, anyway, time to build this keyboard, because I've been streaming an hour and I haven't even shown you the board I'm going to build yet. So this is the board I'm going to build. If you guys have not seen the Clarabelle mystery colorway and you don't want to see it, now's the time to stop watching the stream. Like, as much as I hate to tell you to stop watching, if you don't want to see this, now's the time to stop watching, because I am going to show it in about 20 seconds. So if you don't want to see it, stop watching. If you do want to see it, then carry on watching. But this is the Clarabelle mystery colorway. And here it is. This is the Clarabelle mystery colorway. This is lilac, as you can see. This is the that's where the bump-ons are. I've already put them on the board. There you go. This is the lilac colorway. The brass is going to get replaced by pom plate, but you see we've got the lovely little brass badge with the cow on just there. And this lovely lilac colour. It's so hard to show this colour because it's a really nice pink colour, like a pinkish lilac colour. Like the light, it's really hard to show because the lights are quite bright to get this visible. It's really hard to show you the right colour. So like, that's probably the closest I can get. That's the kind of colour. It's lilac. It's such a nice colour. It's really, really nice. It's a really nice colour. And there you go. You can see the lovely Clarabelle cow on the base, which is pretty sweet. So there we go. Okay, so it's time to take this apart, for which case I'm going to need a hex driver. Let me take a stab at... not that one. That one is way too big. Watch me not have the right size here. That's the correct size. There we go. Oh no. I thought I was going to round that off then. The highlights are amazing. Like, it's so difficult to show you guys this color. This is why I dislike hex screws. I may see if I've got some torque screws I can change this for. It's a genuinely gorgeous color. It really is. Torx is the way. Yeah, I have a load of Torx screws in the warehouse. I might have to change this one over. This is the only one that didn't go through QC because it was my personal board. So all of the other boards had this issue fixed with them, way ages ago before they shipped, which was the fact that some of the factory screws were too tight, others had been rounded off. All of that got fixed before I shipped them out. But this one, I didn't. Right, yeah, like so. QUIP. I did give people the option of lilac switches purely for this reason. I gave them the option of lilac switches or H1s, and they picked H1s. And I'm pretty sure some of them knew the colour of this board. Oh man, this is going to be kind of sad if I don't get these out. There we go. That feeling when you use a manufacturer's screws in your keyboard. Not good. Okay. There we go. It's out. Okay, so here's the internals of the board. It is dead simple. We've got two little mounting points here, 4 here, and 2 more there. You can see the screw holes come through. There's nothing else to tell you about the inside of this case, guys, apart from it's got a slight cutout here, which is where the arrow keys go. That's it, and it's cut out at the back for the USB port. That's all there is to tell you about this part of the case. There's nothing else to show you. There's no anodization hook marks on this particular one. Oh, there is, just one on one side here. There's a single anodization hook mark just in there. You see that? That's it. But it is a genuinely lovely colour. There we go. Might actually look better if I put it in the pink light. Maybe. Can't quite get the pink light over here. But there we go. That's the base of it. Put that to one side. And then on the top case, there's a couple of things I want to show you. So as we flip it over, you'll see that the plate covers most of it. It leaves a couple of areas exposed, which are here and here, here and here, and these are the mount points that we talked about earlier on. They just align everything together. Now the plate isn't actually screwed in, the plate will just lift off. But the other thing is you can also access the badge. So if you want to change the badge, the files were open source, you can just unscrew the badge, one single screw, and you can change that nice and easily. So there we go. So we're going to take this plate out. This plate is no use for me because it's ANSI only. Doesn't actually support the ISO layout. Come on. Don't want to bend it. This is where we just need to make sure it comes off these tabs nicely. Come on. It's just stuck on these tabs at the base. Come on. These two tabs here, this is where it's stuck. It's just not quite coming off those. I don't want to bend the plate too much by just twisting it off. So we're just going to take it steady until it pops out. Yeah, I'm giving it a wiggle. Percussive persuasion. Yeah, it's my my gentle persuader. Yeah. Any revote avail? No revotes avail. It's done now. I might have spent a few channel points to vote for H1s a few times. Haha. You had me at Pokemon, so I had to go for H1s. Nice. You can blame the good job you did on the T9 pad. Thanks. Oh man, taking the plate off is a pain. Yeah, like it's so close to coming off here. It's so close. Come on. That's one of them off. Last one. There we go. And we didn't bend the plate. It's nice and flat. So there we go. That was what I was worried about. Putting too much pressure on it and bending the plate. Okay, now we've done that. It's time to get our newly cut POM plate and make sure that this fits onto here. So once it's on, I don't think it's coming off, but there we go. That is a POM plate, all nice and neatly fitted. That actually fits a little bit better than the brass one did, actually. That fits pretty nicely. It's pretty flush on the edges, and you can see we're just going to have this nice little white line around the outside rather than the brass line. Like a glove? Yeah. Twisting it off here. That came off much easier. That's because this is much more flexible. Right, okay. So now we've done that, we've got the case. I'm going to put the top case to one side as well. And now I just need GMK lavender to come in, and then I can put GMK lavender on this board. Right. White like milk so it matches. Yeah, something like that. Twisting it off, are you? Nick, behave. Go buy lavender. Tell everyone to buy lavender. Shill lavender. Do something else. Right. Okay. So there we go. This is how everything's going to line up. Wait, no. This is how everything's going to line up. There we go. You can see we've got the nice little cutout here for the reset switch. So this cutout shape here, that's for the reset switch. Sorry, not for the reset, for the LED. It's like an LED that shows on the top. I don't know why I said reset switch, because it's not a reset switch, it's an LED. So we've just got the cutout for the LED just there as well. Try to keep it PG-13. Yeah, don't break Twitch's terms of service. Right, okay, so the reset switch is down here. You can see that there's a secondary cutoff just down here for the reset switch. There we go. So the next thing to do is work out what layout we're going to do. And for this, we are going to use Durock V2s. I'm not quite sure why that bag's in there, because it shouldn't be in there. But these are Durock V2 stabilizers. Now, as far as I'm aware, I don't believe this supports a 7U spacebar. I think we have to use a 6.25U at the largest, but I do want to use a full-size spacebar. I don't want to use a short one. Wait, it doesn't even support that. It's a 6U. Okay, so we are down to split space. We are going to have to do split space because I don't have a 6U wire. Okay, great. Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. Oh, wait, no. Wait, no. We can use 7U. We can use 7U. It does support 7U. I was right the first time. So we fixed that. We're going to need a stabilizer for ISO enter, and we're also going to need a stabilizer for the 0 key at the base of the numpad. So that means that we need a few different housings. We need one set of housings. We need a second set of housings. And we need a third set of housings. And then we also need 6 inserts. And big shout out to George Optic Boards. I picked these up from him because I'm still waiting for my stock of stabilizers to arrive. So he shipped these out literally next day. I ordered them on a Sunday night and I got them on a Tuesday morning. It was pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more is 6. There we go. That's all the stabilizers we need. We've got the screws that we need here. So we use those. I think I'll be buying lavender. Do it. Top reset switch needs to be standard. It's so damn useful. Agree. Fully agree. JO1, it's on the top. Take off the spacebar. It's there. Surprised you didn't leave the LED covered so it diffuses through. So this isn't my design. This is the guy called The Royal who sadly disappeared from the keyboard community. But this is his design. Full size of 7U. Yeah. I've got it, Brody. Thank you. Would you put the GMK Lavender Alt base on a black or white board? I think it'd work with both, if I'm quite honest with you. I think it would work with both. I think I'd probably put it with a white board first and keep that whole kind of light aspect to it. But if you wanted to put it on a black board, you could as well. I have to wake up in 6.5 hours, so I have to jump off. Okay, I hope you have a good stream. I hope you catch you and the ISO cult another evening. Yeah, so we'll be back on Tuesday and Thursday, so join then, and I'll be in the workshop then as well, so I'll be able to show you much easier. Okay, so now we've got that sorted, let's get our stabilizers built, lubed, and put into the board. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is get ready for our spacebar stabilizer. We're just going to put a couple of the housings together. Anyone going for a TMO tomorrow? Personally, yes, because I buy pretty much one of everything that I sell. So yes, I'll be buying a TMO tomorrow. Hopefully it'll sell quite well. Hopefully it'll do okay. I don't think we're making the number of units available to the public though, so I can't tell you how many I'll be selling. Okay. Just lubing up the wire here, making sure we've got nice coverage on it. This is 205 grade 2 lube. And we're just going to insert this into the housing. Whoops. Use the other one. And we're just going to clip the wire in. What's the TMO? If you Google TMO V2 Geek Hack, you should see on Geek Hack the group buy thread for it. But it's basically a little 40% board with a macro column on the left hand side I actually have 2 of them myself from a previous round. It's been my travel board for a long time, although I don't travel much anymore since COVID, but it was my travel board for a long time. There we go. That's the first stabilizer done, and I'm just going to pop that into the board directly. If we can get that to clip in. Oh, I have that the wrong way around. That's why. Wonder why it wasn't going in. Okay, there we go. I'll screw that in just a second. Next we need to do our ISO enter key. Any chance we will see the Teemo V1 return with 40s mods? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Is it technically called a 50% or is that still debated? Let's just agree it's a sub 60% keyboard, right? Sub 60. It's a sub 60% keyboard. I think that's a fair middle ground. I hate using percentages to describe keyboard layouts because they're so unintuitive. They're so unintuitive. I'm just really not a fan of it. It's like the worst possible way of naming a keyboard layout, I think. The great percentage debate, yeah. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to clip the ISO stabilizer in, if I can work out where it needs to go. Oh man, this is a tight stabilizer to fit in. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do the final stabilizer, which is going to be for our numpad 0 key. And then we're going to just go back and lube the rails themselves as well in a second before we screw everything together. Okay, whoa, way too much lube there. There we go. Okay. And remember guys, in a few minutes time I'm actually going to be soldering. I'm going to get to the soldering part. That's the point of the stream that's completely open and honest to any question you might have. So if you guys want to think of some questions in advance, then when I start soldering you can ask them. But basically you can ask any question about life, the universe, the meaning of bacon. You ask any question whatsoever and I will honestly give you my best answer to it that I possibly can. It can be about any topic, any subject, anything at all, and I will try and answer it. As long as I can answer it in a stream safe way, and I'm not going to break any terms of service, and I'm not going to break any NDAs, I will answer as best I can. Completely open and honest. So we'll be doing that in a few minutes time once I start streaming. Once I start soldering. I'm already streaming. Once I start soldering. Okay, so that's that stabilizer done. Now we're just going to go back and lube the rails, the sliders themselves on the other stabilizers. Normally I don't do this in situ, but today we are. I'm just lifting out the stabilizer just a tiny bit and just putting a little bit of lube on the slider rails themselves, just the sides of the insert that slide up and down. And then I'm just putting a little bit of lube in the back of the stabilizer as well. Okay, this one I'm just going to take out. Remember, we're not trying to gum up the stabilizer. We still want it to work. We're just literally trying to add a little bit of lube to make it move a little bit easier and stop rattling. The Wishmaster Zero, thank you so much for the subscription, man. I thoroughly appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The Wishmaster. That's a great username. Thank you so much for the Prime subscription. Okay, there we go. That's those all lubed up. I'm going to pop this back into the PCB, and then we'll get it. Oh, there we go. Now we're going to get it screwed in. There we go. And give it a good screw in with the screwdriver. Jendal TV says, nothing to ask, just dropping in to say thanks for the background company while I build my Switch Kucha Alice. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. I hope the build's going well for you. Okay, Andy, I'm going to answer that question when we get to the soldering, I think. I'll re-ask it in a few minutes. Because we've got quite an interesting dynamic. So re-ask that when we get to the soldering. Just take your time now to think about the questions, guys. You can ask me about anything at all as well. It doesn't have to be about keyboards, although I will answer questions about keyboards. It can be about prototypists. It can be about what I studied in college. It can be about where I went to college. It can be about which schools I went to. It can be about where I've been on holiday. It can be about what I'm planning to do next year. It can be about cars. It can be about life. It can be about anything at all, guys. So just think of some questions, and then when we get to the soldering, I'll answer your questions away. And let's say all answers will be 100% open and honest. And if I can't answer you, I'll tell you why I can't answer you, as well as not answer you. I won't just not answer the question. I'll tell you why I can't answer it. Because sometimes like things are covered by NDA, so I can't discuss it. That's not being me not being open, because I'll be completely open. I'll tell you that. But yeah, there are some things I can't always discuss. Okay, last two, and then we're going to put some switches in. Whoops. Donik asks how my back is. It's getting better. So I still can't lift anything. If I lift anything heavy, I'm aware of it. Like, I'm super aware of where the pain spots were in my back, and lifting anything heavier than anything heavier than a bag of sugar at arm's length, I notice it. Like keyboards, I have to pick up two-handed. I can't just pick it up one-handed anymore, and I can't hold them at arm's length. Like, I have to hold them pretty close to me, or be sat down when I'm holding them. It's pretty difficult, and stuff in the workshop as well, I can't necessarily move around, so I can't carry stuff out to the DHL van anymore, which I used to help the DHL drivers with. Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, but it is getting better. It is getting better. It's not as bad as it was. Okay, so there we go. That's all of our stabilizers in. It's looking pretty neat and tidy. Let's put these away. I'll put the switches in, and then we'll start to answer your questions. Okay, that's that done, and that's the last one. Right, let's get the plate ready. That all fits nicely. Yeah, it's all looking good. And where do we put the switches? Here. Let's get the switches ready. Jendal says, I'm mil-maxing the PCB, my first time, and I'm so excited. So far, so good. Probably going to put the POM Duro linears in it and use it with GMK white and black. Nice, that sounds like a good solid build, dude. Sounds like a great build. So we're just going to push the switches in to the plate and then into the PCB afterwards. Going to avoid switches we've got bent pins just for the sake of speed and ease. These aren't holding in particularly well to the PCB, so once we do get the switches in, we're just going to solder a few points around the PCB first. One of the things I have done though is spend a lot of time calibrating my laser to make sure that the switches actually click into the POM plate. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they do actually click in. A lot of POM plates I've had in the past from other providers, they've just not been quite tight enough to hold onto the switches well enough. So I have tweaked and worked on that a lot with the laser quite recently, just to make sure that they're really, really solid and going to hold perfectly. Took a fair bit of time to get that right, actually. Ruben across keys is here as well. Hey Ruben, glad to see you. Alright, okay, you guys are asking some questions that I don't want to miss anyway, so let's start with them anyway. Andy J. Kim says, how would you get your significant other to not be mad at you for buying that next keyboard? Do you know what? She never is. Like, she really doesn't care. Half the time she doesn't know. Not because I'm hiding it from her, but just because, like, we don't need to worry about that kind of stuff too much. Like, she doesn't care if I buy something. She doesn't even care if I buy like a car or something and don't tell her. Like, we're very, very fortunate to be in that position. Usually if she sees me getting a load of new stuff, I'll just buy her a handbag and that cheers her up. But all in all, like, as long as you're not spending money that you don't have, and as long as you are communicating that what you're doing with your own money and that you're not just frittering it away on nothing, I think it's a fair comment that you should be able to do whatever you like with your money. We still have joint finances and we still have separate finances, and we work well together on that kind of stuff. I think it's just been about open and honest communication with your partner, and I'm lucky to be in a position where she really doesn't mind what I do with my money. Usually the response I get is, oh, you bought another car. I'm like, yes, I bought another car. And she's like, oh, not another one for me to not go in. She doesn't like cars particularly, so she doesn't go in them very often. But I do buy a few cars. And she buys handbags or whatever she wants. So, like, yeah. I think if it ever got to the point where it was impacting our ability to buy food and stuff like that, then obviously we'd both say something. But we'd both be open and honest about it and just talk it through. And I think that's the trick. Just be communicative. Don't hide things. I don't hide anything. I might not show her because she doesn't have any interest, but like if she asked, she can find it all. She can see it all. She can see all my financial stuff. It's not an issue. Static Age says, oh wait, we missed one. Cyberchain says, is that Cyberchain or what does that say? Cyberchair, sorry. What is the worst thing you've ever smelled? Oh man, I don't even know. Like, I've smelled so many bad things. Do you know what? Gone off gasoline. So I once bought a car that hadn't been driven in over 50 years, and I wasn't buying it to do anything with it. I was buying it for a friend. And the gas in that car just stank something rotten when we got that out. So what we did is we basically pulled it out of the tank, used a pump and got it out of the tank, and it smelled so bad, like so bad. I can't even tell you. That was probably the worst smell ever, and I like the smell of petrol usually. Static Age says, we're in the middle of a 360 degree feedback cycle at work. Okay. What is a bit of critical feedback you've received in your previous professional work that was hard to receive, and how did you process it? Oh my god. What a question. Like, how do I even start to unpack that? Let's get to soldering. I'll have a think and see what I can come up with for that one. The answer's probably a lot of stuff. Like, let's get the soldering iron going. Like, the company I worked for, we used to call them like post implementation reviews and things like that, similar sort of things to what you're suggesting. I've received a load of feedback from that kind of stuff that I wasn't expecting and stuff that I was expecting. Not everything goes well in projects, and you know, it's never always going to go perfectly in any walk of life, but sometimes projects don't go particularly great, and sometimes you have issues. I'm just going to solder a few points on this PCB and get it all nicely held together before I go for the full row. I think in terms of something that I've received personally, I've received a load of stuff that's been hard to take. Like, early on, it's simple stuff like, oh, you could have thought of this through, you could have managed this respect better, you could have thought about that risk, you could have seen this opportunity to save money or to do it faster or to do it differently, or oh, we've used the wrong tool to do this, or we've bought the wrong software. I think one of the hardest bits of feedback I had to have was that I'd chosen a supplier for a certain product, And I'd chosen a supplier that wasn't the cheapest, and it wasn't the fastest, and it wasn't necessarily the best either, but they were more willing to work with us than any of the other providers. So, like, for a load of technical reasons, nothing off the shelf would have done for what we needed. We needed someone who was going to work with us technically to produce something that would have been better. And I got a load of feedback from the senior management saying that I'd made the wrong decision, I'd backed the wrong horse, I should have backed the other one. They were almost tempted to revoke what I'd said and what I'd done. And that was really tough. We ended up sticking with the supplier that I'd picked, and everything was okay in the end. But yeah, they were very upset that I'd gone in a direction that hadn't been the trajectory that they'd expected. Yeah, so that was one thing. Another thing is I once didn't give a colleague a job that the senior management had expected them to get. They weren't the best candidate when I interviewed for it. They were not the best candidate. I think someone more senior than I had said that they were a shoo-in for the job. When I interviewed them, they did okay, but they didn't do the best they could have done. And the feedback that I'd been given was that I should have hired the other person instead. So that was difficult to take and difficult to understand. But again, I think there was a lot of politics at play. So that often happens in large institutions. I hope those are good enough answers for you. Okay, next question then. Was your pup a biter? Any tips to stop it? Regards, my bloody hands. No, I've never had a dog that's a biter, so I can't offer any advice. Put something on your hands that they dislike the smell of. That would be like disinfectant or a squirty water bottle, and anytime they go near one of your hands, you squirt them. That often helps with dogs to like train them. Tell them she's supposed to be tight. Depends on the board. Depends on the board. Speaking of palm plates, can I have you laser cut a plate for me? Yes, Aeneas, let's pick it up as part of our review next week. We'll do that. What does bacon mean? I don't know. I just said that as a random thing. I don't know. Bacon means a lot to me. Like, bacon's bacon. Like, there's nothing else that comes close, right? Okay, just taking it gently on this PCB now. We go through it really steadily. She doesn't know. Well, she doesn't. Trade Splice says, give me your take on a Blotsky and Friends continuing the hub keycap drama years after the fact by not including the VAN 1.75U backspace. My view on it is I don't hold a grudge on anyone for anything for more than a few hours. Like, I just don't hold grudges because I think life's too short. I completely understand why some people do hold grudges and why some people do get frustrated by things. I think for practical reasons, if I'm looking at it completely objectively and not looking at it as a designer or a vendor, and I'm just looking at it completely objectively, is there a point in including keycaps for a board that's only sold a couple of thousand units at most? Is there really that demand for that keycap? Is it something that's been adopted by other boards and other boards now using it? Then maybe. If it's only still used for that one board, I'm not quite sure I agree that it should be catered for necessarily. Does that make sense? I hope so. But like, people are free to design and do what they want, and whether they have a reason for doing certain things in certain ways or not, that's entirely up to them. You know, some boards don't include ISO, some boards do. It really depends on the designer, and a lot of stuff is up to the designer, and you have to just agree that that's the way it is and agree to disagree. I wouldn't be upset with someone for not including ISO on a board, even if I asked them too nicely. That's the designer's choice. Same way from omitting a key from a keycap set. You know, when I did Midnight Rainbow kitting, I got a load of requests to add other stuff in there, and I declined. I didn't want to add that stuff. But you'll never make everyone happy. Like, if you include those keys, you're going to exclude something else, and you're going to make someone else unhappy. Like, I've seen a lot of designers include the 40s keys, but then not include any ISO support. And it's like, well, where's the win in that? Where's the sense in that? You know, you're literally stripping out one minority to put in another minority. But kitting's hard in key sets. It's not easy to do. There's no right or wrong answers. Every key set's different. Every key set appeals to different markets and different audiences. Yeah, it's not easy to do. 40s kits don't sell particularly well if you have them as standalone kits. So I don't know. Like, I'm not falling down on one side or the other, but I can see both sides of it. Trade Splatter. I hope that helps, and I hope you see how I'm trying to be fair there. If you're buying keyboard stuff instead of food, oh man, like some people do metal keyboards, and that's just the way it is. I mean, I don't have any income, but I still buy. Oh, wow, hang on, wait. How many keyboards have I bought this month? I think I bought 9 keyboards in June, which is actually more than I bought in the entire rest of the year altogether. I spent an absolute fortune this month, and I really shouldn't have done. But, you know, technically I'm retired, so I should enjoy my retirement, right? I guess. Okay. Okay, almost there on this row. Right. Next question. The worst thing I ever smelled was 1-month-old rotten meat in a hot factory. Dude, I don't even want to think about it. I can't even think about that, James. Sorry. Chris Bezic says, have you ever been in the situation of knowing a job's bad for you but not being able to bring yourself to leave? Yes. Yes, I have. So a few years ago, I was in a job for the bank before I started working in projects. This would be back in like 2008-ish, something like that. And the job I was in, I hated. I was in customer services, resolving customer complaints. And I just didn't enjoy it. But I couldn't leave, or I felt trapped because I felt like I owed my boss at the time something, which I didn't really. And yeah, it took me a long time to realize that it was the job that was making me unhappy. Like, I didn't realize it was the job. I actually thought it was just me being me that was unhappy. I didn't realize it was actually the job that was making me unhappy. And in the end, I kind of got forced out of the role, which was kind of good because they basically put me in a position where they said, look, there's no role here for you anymore. You need to find something else within the bank. But we can't make you redundant because there's no redundancy spaces. So you have to find another role. So I found another role and moved jobs within the bank. And that was kind of like my introduction to projects at the time. And that was then when I started becoming a project manager, program manager, product owner, picking up all of those different roles. And that was the beginning of my official career, I guess, at that point. But yeah, it's difficult to know when you need to leave a job. Like, knowing that a job isn't for you, it's difficult. You have to do a lot of soul searching and really sit down there and think, right, do I enjoy the job? Do I enjoy the people I work with? Do I enjoy the company that I work for? But I think the most important one for me is always, do I have a good boss? Because you can absolutely work for the best company in the world and have a shit boss and hate it. And you can work for a really shitty company that does really shitty things, but you can have a great boss and you can love it. And for me, it's all about whether you get the right mix for you of freedom to do your job versus control around what your job needs to be. If you get that right, if you get the manager that gets that balance right for you, you will 100% enjoy your work more, assuming you're in an industry you like. And I think that's a big finding for me. So yeah. Pilefexo, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Kafatil as well, and Metal Keyboards, the Wishmaster, thank you all for the follows as well. And thank you, the Wishmaster, for the Prime subscription if I missed that too. Thank you. Okay, let's see what the next question is. What does BB stand for? Can't answer that. It's under NDA between myself and James. And Angry Swan says, do you only sell keyboards and key sets that you'd like for yourself, or have you ever stocked something grudgingly even though you weren't a fan? Bits of both. 90%. Metal Keyboards, thank you so much for the bits. 100 bits, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. A bit of both. 90% of what I run on the store is stuff that I like, but I have done people favors in the keycap community and keyboard community by running sets that I didn't particularly want to necessarily myself, but because I owed them a favor, or because it was the right thing to do, or because there was just no other way of it getting the support or the traction that it needed. So it's not always about what I want, but it's about what the community needs, and I try and serve the community. I'm a community service member rather than doing things for just me. But for boards and key sets that I actually have more than just a vendor proxy interest in, stuff that I'm helping to prototype for, or stuff that I'm paying for prototypes for more specifically, I have to really, really like what the project's about. So I do say no to a lot of stuff. Like, there's an awful lot of things I say no to, and there's a few people who get a yes out of me, and we work together and we make their projects. So it really depends on what the product is and what's being asked of me, to answer the question more specifically. Okay, let's see what the next question is, because we've almost finished soldering. This sounds like a lot of middle management interference. Yeah, like I've experienced a lot of middle management. I've been middle management. I've been senior management. I was pretty senior at the bank when I finished there. But yeah, I've experienced all levels of that. Golden Ratio says, "What's your favorite car in your collection, and what car would you like to add next?" My favorite car is my Fairlady Z, my Datsun Fairlady Z. That's my favorite car that I have. But I have 9 right now. I've got one that's on the way in actually, and that was the one I'm looking forward to getting at the most, is the one that's on its way at the moment. So I have one that's coming from Malaysia at the minute. It's a 1965 Nissan P130, which is the grandfather of what ultimately became the Cedric stroke Gloria stroke Laurel line, and it's in amazing condition. I can't wait to get that in. Hopefully I'll have it by the end of the summer. That's the plan. If I was going to add another car, Alpaca Amy even. Thank you so much for the follow, Amy. Thank you so much. If I could add any car next, I'm really, really tempted to look for a Volvo Amazon Estate, and I want to put an RB25 in it. That's probably my next project car if I can find one. Sounds good. We'll probably show you a thing I've been working on the side too. Oh no, not another one, Aeneas. Not another one. It's Soccer. Thank you so much for the follow as well, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mike is peeking a little. Yeah, I get excited and I shout a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It does have a lot of adoption outside of the van keyboards these days, hence my own annoyance with it. I get that. That's fair. That's fair. This is a 40% that we're doing. I feel like having 40s and no ISO support makes no sense. More people use ISO than they do 40s. There's no official stats on it, and that's the difficult part. But I think that that's the case. I think that that's the case, but I can't prove it. Build queue is getting even longer. Yes, my build queue is not getting any shorter. I think my build queue, I could do a build stream every single day for 6 weeks, and I would still have boards that I've not built yet in my collection. That's how bad it's getting right now. Okay, next question then. Oh, it's a fair take. James says, I finally made the decision to step away from my job a couple of months ago, and while it was a very scary prospect, I'm so much happier and healthy for it. Yeah, I know, man, and we speak a lot, and I thoroughly applaud you for what you did there, dude. It was the right decision. Hugh says, if you could change one completely minor inconvenience in your daily life, what would it be? Nose hair. I hate nose hair, and I shave it with my beard trimmer twice a week, and it still grows, and ear hair as well. Nose hair and ear hair, those are the 2 minor inconveniences I get rid of. So what did I do for my day job, says Semi-Doge? So I was a senior program manager stroke product owner, which means that I was in charge of large-scale products and project deployments. So I was involved for a large financial institution bank here in the UK, and I would manage all of the rollout of hardware, the purchasing, the management of contracts, the installation, the rollout, the training, the upgrades, the upkeep of all of the new infrastructure, software, hardware, etc. that rolled out to the branch network of the company that I worked for. So whether that be rolling out iPads and developing applications that tied into the back end that allowed us to do hip-to-hip banking, or whether it was the rollout of Wi-Fi to all of our head office sites and all of our branch networks. There was an on-net solution, so it was basically the same Wi-Fi network no matter where you went in the UK, to managing fiber optic lines, to managing direct data lines to data connections and data centers, to managing specific individual applets that were used inside the company, to manage data flows and work queues and things like that. I worked on a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. But basically my role was to manage a load of projects at a high level, secure funding for them with the senior board of directors and everything else, secure funding for all of the projects that I wanted to run, make sure those projects ran on time, make sure the projects ran to the correct budget, make sure that we had the right teams in the right places to deal with that, make sure we had the right lab set up, make sure we had the right software, pipelines, development, delivery times, all of that kind of stuff, make sure we had the right contracts in place with suppliers such as Apple and Google and all the other big players. Yeah, it was a big old job. I still have my Apple ID card from when I used to go to the Apple head office in London quite a lot. Yeah, it was good times. But that's all behind me now. I don't have a job anymore, so yeah. So there we go. Let me catch up with chat. I think it's paused a little bit. There we go. Jay's Fairlady is my favourite car. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm a workaholic. I can't help it. I was joking, man. I was joking. Nose hair is the worst. I agree. Time to wax that nose. Yeah, I've tried it once or twice. It made me quite spotty inside my nose, and I didn't like that. Answer was unexpectedly fast and specific. I'm surprised. It was difficult. Basically, run the company. No, I ran aspects of the company. I didn't run the company. There was a lot of stuff for the bank that I didn't get involved in, such as, you know, fraud and customers and products, like actual like banking products, like savings accounts and current accounts. I didn't get involved with any of that, particularly towards the latter end of my career. I didn't get involved with any of the fraud or the tax implications or the investment stuff. Or there's inside a bank. In the UK specifically, I don't know about worldwide, but there is jobs for everything. There is everything from event managers to program managers to graphic designers to coders and developers to engineers to, you know, mechanics, to plumbers. They're all on staff all the time, like 100% employed by the bank. Like, there is a role for everything in the bank. It's kind of nuts. 140,000 members of staff at its most, at its peak. The other company I worked for have 140,000 members of staff. It was nuts. It was nuts. Right, okay, so we finished soldering. I'm just going to check all of the pins, make sure everything looks good. Everything is looking pretty neat and tidy. I don't think. Oh, we've missed a switch. We've missed a switch. Let's get this turned back on. We've missed a single switch. Come on, warm up. There we go. There we go. Done. Clarabelle's one, we can reveal the mystery colour now. Yeah, well, I'm building my mystery colour one. You like it, so yeah, I think that's fair. Ciantha says, on the Forties discussion, I feel that physical support should trump legend accuracy. So ISO is more important than Forties, but Forties is more important than, say, UK ISO, where there's physical support with the terminal ISO, but not legend accuracy. That's a hot take. That's a hot take. Ooh, that's a hot take. My personal view is that legend accuracy is really, really, really important for a lot of ISO users. That's a hot take. I don't think it's a wrong answer. I think there's multiple correct answers on this front. I think there's a lot of correct answers. There's no wrong answer. So I think that's a fair comment. I think my view is that I use a lot of 40s as well. I have like 30 40s or something like that in my collection. I think that I prefer to have UK ISO in base personally than have 40s support. I'd rather have a 40s kit, but 40s kits don't sell. So I know I'm in the minority with that opinion, but that's fine. That's fine. Like, that's me speaking as an enthusiast, not as a vendor. That's me speaking as me, based on what I like and what I want to use. Okay, so we go. We've now soldered the board together. The next job is to put it together into the case and then put some keycaps on the board. So here we go. This is the wonderful lilac colorway. We're just going to drop the plate in. Hopefully that's all going to fit in nicely. I know we tested it before and it worked just fine. There we go. It's all in place. We're going to drop that into the case itself. We're going to try and make sure that the USB port goes into position as well, which I know can be a struggle on these builds. There we go. So there we go. You can see what the build's going to look like. H1 switches. Let's screw this together, and then we can talk about keycaps, and you guys can help me pick a set of keycaps. Deb says, do you have a specific artisan sculpt that you collect, or is it just whatever you like? A lot of it's just whatever I like, but I do have a lot of Kiporas. I don't have an exact number on the Kiporas I have, but I have a lot of them. Probably somewhere in the region of 150, 200. I don't know exact numbers. Keywok says the one truth is ANSI is better than ISO. I think ANSI is more popular than ISO. Whether that means it's better is a different argument and a different discussion entirely. I think 40s can have a greater opinion when they start buying 40s kits. I mean, that's a really harsh way of saying what my point was, right? That 40s kits don't sell. I think international kits tend to sell better on my site than 40s kits do. What's your favorite 40s keyboard? At the minute, my favorite is probably my... I'm going to shoot myself in the foot for saying this. My two favorites are my TMO V2 and my Equinox. I'm going to shoot myself in the foot because I know the Equinox XL group buys and the TMO group buys are coming up. But yeah, those are my two boards. I tend to use the Equinox more for travel, but I do use the TMO a lot. The main reason I don't use a TMO for travel as much is because it's polycarbonate. But yeah, it's just the thing. There we go. So there we go. That is the POM plate with ISO layer support here in the Clarabelle with the mystery color, which is lilac. The next job is to select some keycaps for it. Yeah. If you were a project manager, would you next desired progression be program manager, product manager, or senior project manager? So my progression was a little bit different to that, mainly because the bank changed the way it works. It moved from a waterfall methodology over to an agile methodology partway through. But I started off as a business analyst. That was my first job, business analyst in projects. I did that for a couple of years. I then became a project manager, and I did project management for about 4 years. Then I became a senior project manager and then a program manager. And then once I was running programs, it was like that's programs were defined as running multiple projects, and most of the projects were multi-million-pound projects, so it was tens or sometimes even hundreds of millions of pounds worth of projects that we would run, programs that we would run. And then that kind of changed. The language of what we used for those kind of roles changed as we moved to a more agile format. So probably back in 2017, the company I worked for started to move into more agile formats, where we'd start to use the use of Kanbans and Atlassian tools and change the way we worked and do daily stand-ups and all of that, Three Musketeers and all of those kinds of things. And we changed the way that they were denoted. So everyone who used to be a project manager and a program manager suddenly became a product owner, and there was just a differentiation between product owners and senior product owners, which I was of the latter. And senior product owners would be given effectively groups or teams that would work for them, which would be product development teams. You'd have designers, developers, UI, UX, coders, engineers, project managers in the formal sense, because some things still had to be done by project management in the company that we were in, finance guys, scrum masters, all of that kind of stuff. And I'd run multiple different programs of work which had multiple different product teams. So that was the kind of differentiation of my path. I think if I was going to realistically join back into a company now, I'd be looking at senior product ownership roles. That was where I would be targeting my CV at. But yeah, I did that for a long time, 15 years. It was a long time. Okay. Okay, why is it the Pain 27? What's Pain 27? The smaller market of your native language has the less important is legend accuracy for you, and the physical compatibility will be more important. Maybe. I think maybe. I've always found that ANSI is a lot more intuitive to ISO. Than ISO to me. That's fair. I use both ANSI and ISO. This keyboard here, my F1 is ANSI, for example. So there you go. Equinox is 40% endgame. And both the TMO and Equinox 50%. Oh, I don't like that generic 50% term. I really dislike that. Let's just call them sub 60s, right? And then it includes anything underneath a 60. So let's stop calling them 40%. Let's call it a sub 60, and then anything under a sub 60 kind of falls into that banner. Is that fair? That's how I see it in my head. Semidoge says, "Do you think your career made running prototypist easier?" Maybe. I'm used to dealing with a lot of technical detail, which I don't necessarily get running prototypist, but I'm also used to dealing with a lot of details, and a lot of project plans, and a lot of project management stuff. So we use Trello here at Prototypist, which manages basically all of our projects from beginning to end. I think I have something like 156 Trello boards that manage different variations of projects and financial stuff and other things. and that gets a lot to manage. So I've actually got a friend of mine who used to work for me at the bank coming in on Monday, and she's hopefully going to pick up some of the project management stuff for prototypists. That's the plan. But yeah, I think it gave me a good leg up. Here's coders and engineers. Hey, that's me. Yeah, maybe. Sub 60 it is, boss. I agree. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. Right, okay, so it's now time to pick some keycaps. And you guys are going to pick the keycaps that we use. So I'm going to set up a poll. And I'm not going to share what the details are on the poll just yet, but I'm going to set up a poll. And then you guys can pick. Let me just check what I brought with me. Okay. Okay, so there's 4 choices. Let me just tweak that, and just tweak that. Okay, so I'm going to set this going for 5 minutes. You guys are going to have 5 minutes to pick. For the first minute or so, and what I'm basically going to do is show you the keycap sets I've got on hand, and you guys are going to pick which one's going to go on this board right now, okay? That's how it's going to work. And we're going to start the poll right now. You can use bits to vote, or you can use channel points to vote as well if you want to. It's up to you. I have no preference either way, but please do vote and let me know which keycaps you want to see. So I'm going to start the poll off. The poll should be running right about now, and you guys should be able to see that on the tops of your screens. First up, we have GMK Froyo. So this is the first option, GMK Froyo. This is kind of like a light beige color scheme with multiple sub-legends, some great text sub-legends as well. So some great novelty legends, such as sale and add-on, deluxe, all those kind of words. So yeah, that's option 1. Option 2 is DCS Nightfall. So this is the in-stock DCS set that we did a short while ago. It sold out really quickly. This is my personal set. So this is the second option, DCS Nightfall. The third option is the ever classic GMK Muted. This has got the blue and the purple accents with it as this particular set. I do have the green accents as well, but this is the first option. Something just fell over. GMK Muted. There you go. And then the final option is GMK Shoko. Now, I don't know how well this is going to work on the board, but I think without the light blue add-on keys, the light blue accents, this could look quite good on the board. But let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. You guys need to vote. You guys need to vote. You've got Froyo, DCS Nightfall, GMK Shoko, and GMK Muted. You guys pick and let me know what you think is going to be best on this board. I want to see at least 50 people vote. I don't know how many have voted right now, but I want to see at least 50 people vote. There's like 90 people watching this. Most of you can just click a button, right? You can just click a button and tell me what you want to see. PT Trays soon? Yes, PT Trays will be soon. Yes, 100%. Clarabelle is a Southpaw 1400. Maybe. You can't call something with a numpad 60% or sub 60 IMO. Watch me. You watch me. It's a sub 60%. There you go. I think I just did. Run DG says, will you ever run DCS Nightfall again? Maybe. I'll reach out to Iwane, who designed it and ran it for Thotkeys in the US, and we'll see if we're going to bring it back. We might do. I'm hoping to do some other DCS stuff in stock as well, so we'll see. That sounds like set you didn't pick up throwing a hissy fit. It was GMK Future Funk falling off the edge of the table because I knocked the table as I turned around. So it was just that. It's alright. It's fine. Don't forget you have the Hermes story to have a giggle while you wait. I'll look at it after the stream, man. I'll look at that after the stream. NAS says, Froyo sounds so good right now because it's been hot over here recently. Yeah, it's been warm here as well. I could eat some ice cream right now. I'm not really a big fan of Froyo personally, but I like the food. I like Froyo as a key set, which is why I've chosen it for one of the options for today. What are PT trays? So we're going to run these little trays as a group buy. You're going to be able to pick them up. These are going to be sold in 4 different colours, which will be confirmed soon. They are made of aluminium. They'll have a whole thing etched on the base as well. So yeah, we're going to sell those. They're a collaboration between Tom and myself. Tom is the guy behind GMK Fuji, GMK Deep Navy, and some other bits and pieces. And we're going to run those pretty soon. We're going to be in group by the next few weeks. We're going to sort out on Monday what the dates look like for that. So there we go. Is a Clarabelle designer still missing in action? Yeah, no one's seen the Royal for a while. So he's the designer of this board. He also is due to ship out the Avenue boards, I think, the Av boards. I don't know what's happened to those. I'm not sure. Will you ever stock JTK trays? No, they're just really expensive to ship. Like, I would have to sell them for a loss for them to be worthwhile selling. Like, I just couldn't make a profit on them. They're really expensive to ship and import. Like, it's just not worthwhile. Really sorry, but I can't. Gilbert's here. He says, good evening. Good evening, Gilbert. Thank you very much for joining. Ruben across key says, I'm really looking to buying some trays. Those might be the ones. Thank you. Yeah. So all of the trays are going to have laser etched logos on the base. They're going to have like a whole PT by Tom Finderworks, not Finderworks, PT by Tom Works kind of logo on the base with some information. They're all going to have that on. And I'm going to be laser etching them here in the workshop. So yeah. Note that Froyo's designer is the same as Clarabelle's. Yes, it is. Yes. Gilbert says, I was wondering what plate materials you are cutting in your warehouse. Basically POM. That's what I'm cutting in the warehouse at the minute. Just POM. Fluffy Keeps his well says, evening Jay. Evening man. Good to see you. You've got about 10 seconds if you want to join the vote on which keycap set we're going to use today. You've got a choice of Froyo, DCS Nightfall, GMK Shoko, or GMK Muted. Froyo is storming away with it. And Froyo's won. There it is. POM is Delrin, yes. Yes, POM and Delrin are the same thing. So, where is Froyo? Froyo's here. Okay, let's get some keycaps on the board. Apparently I've got base, numpad, and ISO in here, so I should have all of the caps needed. FE39, thank you very much for following. I like the username there. That's very clever. I like it. Cryboard as well. Alka131, thank you so much for the follows, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I'd like to see Froyo, so yay. I may have rigged this vote a bit by immediately dumping 4K channel points in. Okay, so fair enough, James. Fair enough. Right. Okay. So we need the 7U spacebar. So let's keep that up front. Let's put that on straight away. Actually, is this the 7U one? No, that's not the 7U spacebar. That's the 6U spacebar. Right. Okay. I'm going to keep all of these text novelties out, and we'll pick them up. Don't need that key. Don't need that key. Wait. We do need the ISO enter. That's not 7U. How many spacebars were there for this kit? Okay. I can't remember what punctuation we have on this board. I know we don't have a numero. I don't think we have any key that needs a key that big for it. We didn't go split space, so I don't need that. Might need the 1U delete key. I might not as well. We'll see. I'm going to keep all of the text novelties out just because they're cool and we can pick together which ones we use. There's some good ones. It's really throwing me off not having a numpad there to make sure I'm getting the correct keycaps in the right places. Looking forward to using Froyo on my RAIN when the numpad comes. Apparently it's coming with my Saturn keyboard, so I'll let you know when that arrives. Right, let's maybe sort this out a little bit differently. Okay, we might use the accent arrows, or here we go. Is that the 7U? Yes. Okay. I don't think we'll need all of these keys, but we'll keep them out anyway. I'll just put the ones to one side that I know we're not going to use. So many good legends though in this set. I'm not going to use that key. Okay. Wait. I've put this row wrong. I put this whole row is wrong. Typical, typical, typical. I forgot that we did the ISO layout on that side as well. There we go. There we go, fixed. I don't think I've put the ISO key for that in here yet. No. No, there we go. Can we buy POM and see Clarabelle plates from you? You will be able to soon, yes. Not quite yet, but you will be able to soon. In a little bit of a few weeks' time, there'll be an option to buy any plate file you can provide. The Clarabelle plate files are open source, so you'll just be able to provide that file that you want at the time. And you'll be able to buy any plate file that you want. I'll just make it for you directly. Pad keys, we definitely need those. Okay. So many good legends on this as well. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see, because there's some really, really cool legends on these. There you go. You should be able to see the legends now. Damn, that's a nice board. Thank you so much. Thank you. Didn't the same guy design Froyo and Clarabelle? Yes, it was the same guy, yes. The Royal, who is currently missing in action. How's the B-Box? It's fine, yeah. I haven't used it since I built it, I'll be honest, but it's just fine. It's just fine. What switches did we use? In this board we used H1 switches, which were voted for by chat. Chat picked the switches today. Okay. I'm really having to exercise my brain and think what keys I need when I'm taking them out of the tub. I'm not used to this because I don't often build 40s, even though I have quite a few. Like, I tend to build larger boards more often, so I'm really having to exercise my brain today. Okay. So many good text legends on this set. So many good ones. Okay. Bars or scoops, guys? Bars or scoops for the homing keys? You let me know in chat. Bars or scoops? Just read the Avenue thread? Yeah. It's a little bit sad. It is a little bit sad, I'll be honest. I don't know what's happened to him, but I hope he's okay wherever he is. Irrespective of what's happened in keyboard world, I do hope he's okay. Okay, so I don't see any of the axe and arrow, so I'm going to put the arrow keys on because I know I've picked out most of them. I feel like I'm going to sneeze as well, so I apologise if I do. Oh, bless me. Excuse me. It snuck right up on me. Okay, we're almost there. So many good keys on this though that we need to decide which we're going to use. I feel like the sneeze is coming back again as well. It's just hay fever, guys, not COVID or anything like that. Just hay fever. Oh man, some good keys on this. I'd forgotten how good some of the keys were. Everyone said bars as well, so we'll use bars on the build. Wait, what was that? How did I miss that? Okay, so bars. Still looking for the bard J. And there it is. Don't need those. We will need that key. There's the up arrow. Right. Where's L? There it is. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to put in the keys that I know I have to put in, and then all of the other ones we can pick together. Excuse me, my hay fever is so bad. Okay, where have I put the rest of the keys for this? Okay, I'm missing one of the keys on that row. I'm sure I've just seen it a minute ago though, so let's put these back into the tub, and as we do we'll try and capture that key, and then we'll start to look at the 159. Thank you so much for the sub, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my dude. I hear FC65s are shipping, which is very exciting. So congratulations on that. And I hear Bingsu's coming soon as well. Okay. Let's catch up with chat. I think the Royal works in healthcare, so it may be in a rough time for them. Yeah, I'm not sure what he does for a living, but maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. I don't want to comment either way because I just don't know, and I don't want to say something that's not necessarily true. So I don't want to comment on where he is or isn't. But I haven't heard anything about him specifically, I'm afraid. Okay, I could have sworn that I had the other key that I need for that row just here a second ago, and I can't find it. What have I done with it? What have I done? Oh, it's there. I knew I'd seen it. Okay, right. Let's get all of these keys put into here, and then I think the rest of them are going to be all made up of these keys that we have here in the text novelty format. And we'll pick them together. Moves Roids is here as well. He says, hey Jay, hey man, good to see you. You heard a cute UK dude as proxy too? Nice, nice. That for Bingsu? Yeah, I heard that too. I don't think he's cute though, but yeah, I did hear about him. Right guys, okay, so I'm just going to zoom out a touch. Just going to zoom out just a touch so you guys can see a few more of the legends we need to go. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is make an executive decision, and I'm going to use the sail keycap. The sail keycap for the 1U key there, because then I've just got a nice sail button. I know it's the wrong row, and I know it's slightly tall when we look at it that way, but I just like that key, so that's what we're going to use that. The next keys that we need to decide, and I can't remember which way around these goes, so I'm going to just get up GMK Froyo and just check which ones we can't change. I'm just going to get up the kit for GMK Froyo and check. Okay, so extra is going to be the key that we need for the QWERTY row. So we're going to pop that in place there. That's nice, that fits. We need the double key for the caps lock key, so we have to choose that for that. The shift row is going to be the add key, which we do have a 1.25U for, and we should also have a 1.75U key, but I might have put that back in the tub. I did, but I found it straight away. There we go. Okay, so now the bottom row we can pick, guys, and this is where I want you guys to tell me what you want to put in here. So we can put some of the keys here. So we can put a 1U key in, and then a 1.5U, I believe that'll be. If that's 1U, does that need to be 1.5? Yeah, so we've got a 1U, a 1.5U. So let's get all of the 1Us here. So for this 1U key here, we can have large or small. We don't want page downs, we don't want page ups, we don't need those ISO keys. We can have extra, or we can have So there you go, guys. Those are your choices. You have... Go camera focus, please. Large. Small. Or extra. What do you guys want to see there? What do you guys want to see there? No artisan? No, I'm not gonna. Oh, I could put an artisan on there. Let's do just that. Let's take this off, and let's put an artisan there. I only have some to one hand, but I'm sure we can pick something nice. That's fair. That's fair. Let's put an artisan there. Just Jordan's here as well. Hello, man. Good to see you, dude. Good to see you. Extra on one side and large on the other. So extra large. Okay, I like that. Where's the where's the extra key? What did it do with it? There it is. There's extra. Okay. Okay. And then for the next key, we can have either topping or deluxe. Would you like to see topping or deluxe there, guys? Topping or deluxe, or fill, topping or deluxe. Those three will all fit there nicely. If I can hold on to them. Fill, topping, or deluxe. What do you guys want to see? On the left side, and extra and large on the right side. Okay. You want to see deluxe there? Okay. It's blue as well. I don't want to use a blue, so let's pick between fill and topping. Now, deluxe is blue as well, so I don't want to see that there. I should have checked that before, but fill and topping. Pick between the fill and the topping. Topping? Extra topping? Yeah, okay. We can go with that. Okay, and then on this other side, this is where we can pick between the keys again. So we need another 1.5 U key, so we can have... That won't fit. We can have deluxe, fill, or topping. You can have anything you'd like there. You can have any of those. I'm not putting topping again, so I'll take that out. So it's either deluxe or fill for this side. Deluxe or fill. What do you think? Fill. Okay. Okay, and then we need two 1U keys. So we've got extra, large, small, and Pick what you would like, guys. Pick what you would like. Fill. We've got fill, yeah. Yeah. Extra large. Extra large. We've done extra twice on 2 rows. Yeah, we have done extra twice because we've got extra up here and extra here. Yeah. Fill, extra, deluxe. Deluxe won't fit there. There's no 1U deluxe key. There's no 1U deluxe key. And large. And large works. Okay. And large. Do we want to change the extra key over here? Because we've got extra as well. What do I got? Small and large on the bottom. Small and large. Let's change the extra key for small because we've got 2 extra legends. But then that is going to mean that we need to change the topping key. So let's go small. And now we need to change the topping key because they're both green legends. So we need to change the topping key. So what would you like to see in terms of topping? We can have deluxe or fill. And bear in mind we've got fill on the other side. I think it means that we have to have deluxe there, right? Okay, there we go. That's it decided. Right, now we just need to put these keycaps away and then we need to pick the best artisan out of the small batch that I've got here because I've not got many. I've literally just got what's in the serious tray in front of me. Great. Okay, that's the keycap sorted. Bar the artisan. Right. Pick one, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pick one. What number do you want to see on this board? Pick a number and tell me what you want to see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Which one would you just want to see? Oops, I'm knocking them all over now. Here we go. Okay, most people seem to be saying 7. There's more votes for 7 here. Let's pick out the 3 most popular, which is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which are 7, 9, 9, and 10. And 10. We've got 7. Okay. Okay, right. We've got 3 choices. You guys can tell me which you prefer. This is choice 1. How do you think that looks? That's choice 1. Works with the colour of the board. we have the second option of this one. Or then we have the third option, which was next most popular. So 1, 2, or 3 from those guys. 1, 2, or 3. I think I preferred 1, right? I think 1 works really well. I think that works best. Like, it just looks better because it's got most of the colours that are on the legends in there. Oh, you guys want to see the other one? Okay, you guys all think the black and white one. Okay, interesting. You guys think that works better? You think this that works better? Okay, let's go with that. If that's what you guys think, that's what we'll go with. No, pick 2. That was the second one I showed you, wasn't it? Oh, was this the second one? This one? Is that what you want? Wait. I think you guys are on a delay. Which one do you want to see? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? We've renamed them. Right, after Victor. Now I'm going. The white is 2. So this is 1, that's 2. Which one want to see? 1 or 2? 1 is the purple cap, 2 is the white cap. Which one do you guys want to see? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right, okay. Everyone gets okay, done. Done. There we go. Done. Done. There we go. That is the ISO Clarabelle in the mystery purple colorway with GMK Froyo and the fulfillment Sirius for Skeletor. There you go. We've got small, deluxe, full, and large with a big total key, which is pretty cool. So there we go, guys. See that POM plate in the middle? Just a nice little white light. Okay, next thing to do is to check that the board actually works as well. I'm not sure if this is in Avaya, so I'm going to just use Switch Hitter. I don't think I've programmed the PCB, so I'm just going to use Switch Hitter for today. Let me see if I've got a thing for Switch Hitter. Do I have one for Switch Hitter? No, let me add a source for Switch Hitter. There we go. There we go. That's Switch Hitter now displayed on the screen. That's really janky. Let's see if we can get it to work in Switch Hitter. Bear in mind I haven't done anything with this PCB yet, so I might need to do something off stream. Well, the caps lock light works. That's good to know. I might need to fix that. But let's see if this works in here. I know how to do it. The check pins and support is there. Okay, so the numpad kind of works, but it's programmed to the top row instead of to the numpad keys, but that's fine. At least we know it works. Caps lock works. Add. Yeah, okay, they're working. Spacebar's working. Okay, that must be FN. Yeah. Does the QWERTY roll work? Yeah. Oh, interesting. There we go. That key works though. Enter's coming out as backspace. Okay, I need to get into. Okay, that's coming out as enter. There we go. Those are both coming out as shift. That's fine. We can fix that. At least we're getting addressable keys. Oh wait, that changes the LED. So what's this doing? Interesting. Oh, there we go. That's our shift layer. So it's a momentary layer. There we go. Oh, and that's taking us to another layer. Interesting. We've got different layers here. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to have to make a play around, but at least we know all of the keys that are soldered are working. So there we go. We can get rid of switches there. There we go. the keyboard does work. I'll reprogram that in Via later on. There is, if you do have one of these boards, there is pinned in my Discord server a JSON file to enable this to go to work in Via, so you can get it fully working. And Querdink has actually done a fix for the LED light as well, so that all is there and available. Even without the Royal being in the hobby anymore, you can still get all of that done. That layer is cursed. Yeah. I know, Brody. We can use Via. I know. I will get around to using it, but we probably just do a little quick sound test there, and then once we've done the quick sound test, then we'll see who we can raid and move the stream on for tonight, because that'll be it. It's 10:30. It is time for me to go home. Let's pause the music. Let's get the microphone in nice and close, and then let's see how the board sounds. Take off my headset so I can actually hear. Quite muted. Quite clacky on the stabilized keys. Try the numpad out. Interesting. Yeah, I think it sounds pretty nice. I was expecting it to sound a lot louder than it does. Like, I think the POM actually mutes it down quite a little bit, but I was expecting it to sound quite a bit louder. So I'm impressed by how quiet the board is. But it sounds nice. It doesn't sound bad at all. Derbs is of the Enlightened Club like myself, using index finger for spacebar. Yeah, Semi-Doge. Someone wanted to see my key cult earlier on, which is built with ISO layout, which is one of the few that's built that way. If you guys want to see it, I'll go grab it, and then you can see it on my desk in just a minute. Zoom back in. Right, give me 1 second, guys. I'll grab the key cult. So this is my key cult. Well, one of my key cults. It's the only one that I've got built up at the moment. Trojan, yeah, the ISO issues are built on the fixed on the Clarabelle as well. Yes, that's fixed. Yes. So this is my Phantom Edition key cult number 2, TKL, with SA Phantom key set on it, in a fully supported ISO layout. So there you go. This is solid brass base, and it's the Phantom Edition keycut, and it's one of the few that I built with the ISO layouts. There you go. SA Phantom as well. Yeah. So there we go. People wanted to see it. There it is. Ruben says my eyes. Not an ISO fan, dude. Not an ISO fan. There you go. Yeah, Trojam. So if you want to build it as ISO, the plate file will need modifying. The plate file is available, and all of the VIA stuff is available as well, so you can build it however you'd like. Thanks, man. Thank you. This was a commission board. I've never been lucky enough to win a key cult space in a raffle, so this was the only way I could get one, was to pay for a commission. So I paid for this about, must be 18 months ago, 2 years ago now. I got it last August. I've had the board since August. Had it nearly a year, actually. Nearly a year since I got this. So yeah, there you go. It was a commission, yeah. MF Doom Jr., thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Do you like keyboards? I have a feeling you do. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I like keyboards. Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of keyboards. I have too many keyboards. No, so it didn't come as ISO on the commission. No, so this actually isn't using the original plate file or the original PCB. So I had a plate made by LaserBoost. Again, shill them because you can get 10% off. I don't get any kickback for this, but there is a code JPrototypist which will give you 10% off. It's posted in chat. Scroll up through chat, you'll see it. It's free until you get the 10% off until Wednesday. So yeah, there you go. But no, the commission board came with an ANSI plate and PCB. I just commissioned a plate through LaserBoost. James actually made the file for me. Thank you, James. And I ordered the plate, which is brass in this particular board. And then the PCB came from Salvan. So Wilbur has started to do a TKL PCB, which is compatible with the number 2 and some other TKL boards as well. And that happens to support ISO, and Salvan had a couple in stock, and he sold me 2 of them. So there you go. That's the answer. I hope that helps. So yeah, so that's my my Phantom number 2. It's a bit of a beast. I gotta be honest, it's a bit of a beast. But yeah, you can't get a stock key cult number 2 to be ISO without buying another PCB and a custom plate. That's what you need to do. Okay, but this stream was about the Clarabelle. London Guy, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate that. And as you can see, this build looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. How does the key cult sound? Go back and look for the build stream. But it sounds okay. It sounds okay. I haven't actually used this board since I built it, to be honest. I haven't used it at all. Here you go. Here's a brief sound test. There you go. That's how it sounds. There you go. Seems heavy. It's really heavy. It's really, really, really heavy. It probably weighs 3.5 kilograms, something like that. It's pretty chunky. But yeah. There we go. Put that to one side. There we go. Feb 2020 is when I got it, I think. Is that when I ordered it? I can't remember. I can't remember when I paid it. I feel like it was the Christmas 2019 going into 2020 when I paid for it. I think it was like November, December time 2019. And I think I got it in August last year. So I've had it nearly a year now, I think. Ben the Vacuum 10 says, that's a great name, says, now with Salvan being a manufacturer for the number 3, do you think it will offer ISO and maybe Salvan proxy for the EU? I think Salvan is going to proxy all of Keycult's boards for the EU. I think for the UK it will still be cheaper to buy directly from Keycult, I think, but it really depends on whether Salvan removes VAT for non-EU sales, or indeed whether he opens it up to non-EU sales. I don't know if he will do, because it being in the UK, I'm not sure that qualifies the UK into the EU anymore. It doesn't. Talking about Salvan, do you think the Salvation 60 will have extras? I have no idea. I have no idea. I haven't seen the updates on the number 3 for a while. I've had the number 2 for nearly a year now. So yeah, I haven't seen any updates on the number 3 other than the teaser that happened way back at the beginning of 2020. That's the last time I saw anything on the board. So yeah, so there you go, guys. If you have any more questions, now's the time to answer them. It's time to see who else is streaming here on Twitch, and see who we want to raid. So I'm going to go back to Twitch, and I'm going to have a look and see who is streaming. Let's have a look. Should we raid a keyboard streamer or a non-keyboard streamer? What do you think? What do you think, guys? Keyboard streamer or non-keyboard streamers raid? Disastertron is online. Yeah, I've raided Disastertron quite a few times. We've raided each other quite a few times, actually. Non-keyboard streamer. Okay. Mole Ceramics is making some pottery. That sounds pretty cool. Let's raid a pottery stream. How about that? Let's do exactly that. Let's raid a pottery stream. Yeah, because why not, right? Let's raid a pottery stream. So I just wanted you to tell Mole that she looks amazing. I think she's a she. And say you hope that she's making some really cool stuff. And let's see if she can make some keyboard related stuff. How about that? Let's start the raid. Let's go raid Mole over at Mole Ceramics and tell her you hope she has a really good day and see if she'll make something keyboard related. Yeah? Can you do that for me, guys? Can you? Can you, please? I love you guys. Are you going to run around a JO2? Yeah, soon. Watch out. Round 2 of JO2 is coming soon. Blackout edition. Soon. Right, let's go raid Mole, and thank you very much, guys, for being here. I'll see you again on Tuesday for the next stream, and let's tell Mole we think she has a great day, and we hope she's going to make something keyboard related. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.